Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country, Tiger Country 104.5.
The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Lee Scott Academy Basketball is on Tiger Country 104.5. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Googe Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Now, live from courtside, here's the voice of Lee Scott Academy Basketball, Christian Griffin.
A night that needs no introduction, a game that needs no introduction, and a rivalry that needs no introduction. We are here in enemy territory on the campus of the Glenwood Gators for tonight's matchup between the Glenwood Gators and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. And if you needed any more stakes in a high-action, high-packed rivalry contest, the winner of this varsity girls contest set to host the area championship here in just a couple of weeks. Good evening, everybody. Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and we appreciate everybody for being here with us on Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and that Radio Alabama app, the YouTube and Facebook live stream up and rolling as well. And my goodness, what an environment that the Lee Scott Warriors set their sights on here tonight inside the campus of the Glenwood Gators. A pep band in the far corner, a light show as the girls make their way onto the floor. Enemy territory to say the least, but my goodness, what a spot for this Lee Scott Warrior team coached by Coach Corey Harrison to make a statement in the season and end it the right way in area play, and then again in a couple of weeks host all four of these teams in the area. The Lee Scott Warriors come into play tonight at 15-8. They are 5-0 in area play. The Glenwood Gators 13-13, but 4-1 in area play, which goes to show you, again, this game is for all of the marbles when it comes to the area championship. If Lee Scott wins, they host. If they don't, it will be a coin flip, and you could still possibly host. But when you have matters, why take them into anybody else's hands when you can have them in your own? Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game. They're presented by Jeff Coat Trant Funeral Home and Crematory, serving Opelika, Auburn, and Lee County since 1988. I was actually standing here with Coach Corey Harrison pre-game and got her to write down her 3 keys to the game, and they're pretty simple if you are a Lee Scott Warrior. Rebound better, play harder, and simply make open shots. This Lee Scott Warrior team did just that in their first matchup against the Glenwood Gators, where they came away with a 66-33 win at home inside Sanford Gymnasium. It was Sydney Dunlap that led the way. She had 23 and knocked down 6 from behind the arc. 6 of 11 threes that this Warrior team knocked down at home inside Sanford Gymnasium. And my goodness, has that been the start of offensive efficiency for this Lee Scott Warrior squad. And again, what better way to solidify your legacy in the regular season than to do it here tonight in enemy territory on the campus of the Gators. When we come back, we'll get you starting lineups and opening tip between the Glenwood Gators and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. All of that coming up here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Googe Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Now the starting lineups, presented by Auburn Bank on your LSA sports station, Tiger Country 104.5.
Counting you down to Glenwood and Lee Scott, round 2. Here on the campus of the Glenwood Gators. And tonight's starting lineups are presented by Auburn Bank. Their local team stands ready to discuss your financial needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you and proud sponsor of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. The Glenwood Gators being announced as we speak right now. But for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors, it's a sophomore guard standing at 5'10", wearing number 1, Miss Clark Ivett. A 5'7" junior wearing number 2. The other 2 guard, Miss Haynes Kesey. Wearing number 5, a 5'4" junior, Miss Sydney Dunlap. A 5'10" junior wearing number 10, Miss Lucy Zellner. And the three-point sniper, a 5'8" junior wearing number 20, Miss Maggie Herndon. Again, those starting lineups tonight presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you and proud sponsor of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. I don't believe we are pausing for the anthem. Maybe had that before the JV game. So we are just about ready to go here tonight on the campus of Glenwood School. Glenwood and Lee Scott's round 2. It was a dominating victory, even more so in that second half by the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. And my goodness, what a spot to continue to make history for the Warriors. What a spot to clinch the regular season area championship, and most importantly, the opportunity to host in the area tournament. And right now, a little conversation between a couple of the officials over by the scorer's table. Not exactly sure what the conversation is, but we appreciate everybody for being here with us, whether it's Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, or that Radio Alabama app. The officials now coming to talk with Coach Corey Harrison. And what I believe Coach Corey just said was that the Glenwood Gators did not have their starters listed in the scorer's table, but she decided to not give a technical foul. A little bit of sportsmanship, a little bit of gamesmanship. Hopefully he'll be able to hold that above them and win regardless. But we're just underway. The Glenwood Gators win the opening tip. They have the ball down low, guarded by Haynes Kesey. Layup is no good, saved by Bone. And now back out with the Warriors. 15-foot jumper blocked by Clark Ivett, knocked out of bounds. The referee initially gave ball to Lee Scott, but I think it is the correct call, giving it back to the Lady Gators. The Gators in their home whites tonight with orange accents. The Lee Scott Warriors in their road navies with Lee Scott written across the chest in red, the white outline. Red stripes on either side and a little bit of red along the collarbones as well. No score, 30 seconds into the contest here tonight at Glenwood. They get it down low with Reagan Bone. Left-handed layup is no good, and Haynes Kesey will clear the rebound, knocked out by Palmore, and she's going to get a steal. Lee Scott saying that she stepped on the baseline, no whistle, so the ball stays on this side of the floor with the Gators. It's Palmore who gets cut off, throws it down low, throws it over everybody. White is unable to save it successfully, knocked out of bounds. It's Lee Scott Warrior basketball. Just about a 58-second possession, essentially, for the Glenwood Gators, but don't have a point to show for it. Clark Ivets works her way up the right sideline. A crossover dribble now to the elbow. Now Maggie Herndon, she's going to pull it from deep. Can't get it to go. Long rebound is tracked down by Haynes Kesey. Back to Ivets in the far corner. Now on the right wing. Back out to Haynes Kesey. She tries to work her way baseline. Gets underneath the rim. Skip pass. Sydney Dunlap. Oh, can't knock down that one. Dunlap had 23 in the first matchup, 6 threes, but couldn't knock down her first attempt of the night. Palmore goes coast to coast, bounce pass. Layup is no good. Second chance blocked by Ivett. Third chance, however, is good by Lily Moody, and she has words for Ivett on her way back down the floor. 2-0. The Glenwood Gators here at home. Gators starting in man-to-man. They started in a little bit more of a zone in round one, which allowed Sydney Dunlap to sit on the wing and pop the threes. Clark Ivets now going to try it from the near corner. She couldn't knock it down. Palmore will slow things up in the half court to run a half court set. 2 minutes gone by here in the opening period. Could have been a carry. No whistle. White has the ball in the short corner, spins back towards the middle. Layup no good. She gets her offensive rebound, but couldn't save it. Haynes Kesey will gather it right in front of the volleyball line. Ivett now outlet pass to Henderson. Now back to Maggie Herndon. That was Dunlap, apologies. Maggie Herndon has it on the left elbow. Dribble handoff with Haynes Kesey. The ball was knocked away. Ivett's able to gather it on the right wing. 5:30 to play here in this first quarter. 2-0 Glenwood. Ivett works her way left, has it stripped by Palmore. Bodies on the floor for the Gators. Bodies on the floor for the Warriors, and Palmore is able to recover. She's running left, throws it down low to the left block. A nice move from Moody, but better defense by Lucy Zellner. She gets a block. And a lot of cardio going right now, but neither team finding the bottom of the net. Kick out, Maggie Herndon, her right wing three. Can't knock it down. And the Warriors will slow things up. 4:50 to play here in the first quarter. Only 2-0 Glenwood. And they have the basketball with Palmore. Her elbow jumper is short, but the long rebound out by the Gator logo. They give it right back to Palmore. Her catch and shoot left wing three finds the bottom of the net. They allow good shooters to have multiple opportunities in a possession, much less very similar shots. She makes the Warriors pay. Moody with 2, and now Palmore with 3. 5-0 Lee Scott Academy, and that's something we talked about in the pregame, is to not allow the emotions of this arena, of this gymnasium. Play the better of you. Be the better team if you are Lee Scott Academy. A 33-point win at home, looking to try and do the same thing here tonight and clinch the area regular season championship. Ivett works her way below the free throw line, loses it, and then is going to be called for a jump ball tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it here with the Warriors. 4 minutes gone by here in this first quarter. Lee Scott 0 for 3 from deep, has not put a point on the scoreboard yet. Ivett now spins right, and she runs into a defender, and another tie-up causes another jump ball, which gives it to the Gators with 3:57 to play here in the opening period. Gators inbound the basketball, running on the right side of the floor, guarded by Haynes Kesey. Gators having trouble clearing across half court, but they're able to with a couple of Gators. Emerson White gets the skip pass in the far corner. Back out to the Gator. The catch and shoot three on the right wing is no good from Claire Hargrove. And Haynes Kesey with the weak side rebound. Maggie Herndon now at the top of the key. Outlet to Ivett. And she will slow everything down. The Gators now in a little bit more of a zone. Maybe switching it up every couple of possessions, trying to keep the Warrior defense, or the Warrior offense rather, and Coach Corey Harrison on their toes. Sydney Dunlap on the left wing. Can't knock it down. Warriors 0 for 4 from deep to start here tonight. 5-0 Gators in transition. Should be a travel, no whistle. And Claire Hargrove able to kiss it off the front of the rim. Gators lead by a touchdown here. Warriors have not found the score column 5 minutes into the contest. Maggie Herndon tries to change that from deep. Couldn't get it to go. The Sydney Dunlap, the weak side rebound. And Haynes Kesey has it stripped. Palmore running the right side of the floor, lays it up and in. And she gets fouled and has a chance at 3. Palmore now with 5 early, 5 of the 9. The one free throw on the way, and she knocks it down. Palmore, the leading scorer for this Gator team, averages a couple ticks over double figures. And she already has 6 here in the first, 6 of the 10, and the Warriors still have not scored with 2.5 to play in the first. Ivett almost turns it over, but it goes off the leg of Palmore. It'll be Warrior basketball under their own basket, or I guess right around in the short corner. Still the same 5 for Coach Corey Harrison. Ivett gets the inbounds, works her way to the top of the key. Sydney Dunlap, Warriors gotta have it, but it's too strong off the back iron. Fight for the basketball. Goes to the Gators with 2:18 to play here in the first. And the ball almost swatted out of bounds. The Gators unable to save it. It's Warrior basketball with 2:14 here on the clock. We appreciate everybody for being here with us. Christian Griffin, and soon to have another guest here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network. The Warriors going to have to find some sort of offense here in this first quarter. Dunlap has it. She gets cut off. Out to Maggie Herndon. Now to Haynes Kesey in the far corner. She gets bumped. Only the second team foul here in this contest, the first on Glenwood. That goes against Lily Moody. That's her first. 1:50 to play in the first quarter. Right wing 3 from Dunlap, no. And the ball, was it knocked out of bounds or did it go out of bounds off the rebound? They'll say that that is the call. Warriors now 0 for 6 from behind the arc to start here tonight. The threes fell at home, which led to the dominating win by 33 over the Gators. 1:46 to play here in this first quarter. The Gators lead it 10-0 and have the basketball. Palmore works her way down low. Right-handed layup is good. Haley Palmore is coming out with more energy, especially on the offensive side of the floor for the Glenwood Gators. Ivett, the 8-foot running touch shot. She gets it to go through contact. And with 90 seconds to play here in this opening period, the Warriors get on the board. They still trail it 12-2. Reagan Bone now to Claire Hargrove on the right wing. Back to the top of the key in Moody, and Palmore will set the offense standing on the logo at center court. Approaching 60 seconds to play. Kick out to Moody here in the corner. She gets cut off. Nice defense, Haynes Kesey. The ball back out. Palmore, a jab step, a 3 right in front of the Warrior bench. She didn't call it, but she banked it home. Haley Palmore now with 11 of the 15 here for the Glenwood Gators. It's 15-2. Ivett tries to respond right away, and she does. The right wing 3 for Clark Ivett. That's their first triple of the evening. And the lead is trimmed to 10. 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Palmore has the ball right around half court, and we'll see if she holds for the final shot instead. She now pulls it from the left wing. She leaves it short, but the offensive rebound with the Gators. And the really contested shot from Lily Moody right on the center of the floor goes down. 17-5, 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Ivett has it at the top of the key. Kick out Maggie Herndon. Now Sydney Dunlap races her way along the far sideline. Haynes Kesey at the buzzer, can't bank it in. And that is how the first quarter will come to a close. A first 8 minutes that was dominated by the home team. The Glenwood Gators lead it 17-5 after one. We're back in 30 seconds with the start of the second quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Start of the second quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and it was all Glenwood in the first 8 minutes. 17-5 is your score here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Christian Griffin and Davis McIsaac now joining us here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We appreciate everybody for being here with us. We'll get you his initial thoughts here in just a moment, but 7:50 to play here in this second quarter. Warriors only 5 points, and all 5 coming from the right hand of Clark Ivett. Warriors going to need a little bit more of that. Ivett had 16 in that first contest, but that was because of double digits from Sydney Dunlap and from Maggie Herndon, which allowed this Warrior team to really dominate, especially in that second half.
Yeah, we need to get those two involved. When they get involved, this team tends to play a lot better. They tend to spread the floor out and everybody gets involved. It's fun to watch.
Ivett has it on the right wing. Now Maggie Herndon. Now Dunlap, who gets cut off. Back to Ivett in the far corner. She runs into Palmore, and they're going to call it for a jump ball. My goodness, that's
that's not a foul.
A lot of contact. I'd complain less even if it was somehow an offensive foul, but some sort of whistle, but beyond just the 2 thumbs up for the official. But partner, welcome in. Appreciate you for being here. This is going to be a lot of fun here tonight.
I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a great time.
Some stakes if you're just now joining us, as Ivett able to get a steal in the fast break, throws it up and in. Actually couldn't get it to go with the right hand. Maybe rushed that one just a little bit off the back iron. Warriors now setting up their full court pressure, able to get it with Moody, Hargrove rather, on the right wing. Could have been a backcourt violation. Nobody picks up Haley Palmore. That's a shooter you cannot leave open. She had 11 in the first quarter. Her first shot of the second goes down. She now has 14 of the 20 now for this Glenwood Gator squad. Ivett has it at the volleyball line, and she gets hacked. You feel like almost this sarcastic applause from all the Lee Scott faithful as Ivett will finally head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. But some stakes if you're just now joining us, partner. I know that you're invested in this as well, but the Lee Scott varsity boys are simply playing for the pride of a rivalry, right? You don't necessarily have too much on the line when it comes to anything postseason-wise or anything beyond just this game. Lee Scott varsity girls, however, playing for a little bit more. This contest will determine if the Lee Scott Warriors host the area championship, or host the area tournament, rather, as Ivett goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. She has all 7 for this Lee Scott Academy squad. If Lee Scott wins, they host. If the Glenwood Gators win, it goes to a coin flip. Maggie Herndon steals the inbound.
Clark.
Now to Ivett, and she lays it in with the left hand.
That's
plus
a good
the
finish
foul.
right there. Yeah, you know I'm pulling for a Lee Scott win here tonight for selfish reasons, because I love to announce those home games. So I'd love a few more home games for the girls.
Ivett rattles in the free throw. Clark Ivett now with 5 in the first, 5 in the second. trims the lead back to 10 for this Lee Scott Warrior squad. 6.5 to play in the second quarter, 20-10. Gators with the basketball and the lead. Palmore running coast to coast, and she throws it away. The pressure for this Lee Scott squad. Would love to see it wreak a little bit of havoc, as you saw it did in Sanford Gymnasium in round 1. The 5 on the floor for Coach Corey Harrison. It's Ivet, Herndon, Kesey, Sutton Lewis, and Rayleigh Langford. Ivet gets to the free throw line, kick to Rayleigh Langford, now to Sutton Lewis. Thought about the 3, decided not to take it, and it gets intercepted on the way to Haynes Kesey. Palmore goes coast to coast, comes to the jump stop, and she gets it to go. Palmore now with 16 of the 22 for Lee Scott here tonight. Ivet on the right wing, crossover dribble, almost loses it.
Goodness.
She gets tackled, but they're not going to blow the whistle. 1-on-2, Gators take it in regardless. Layup no good. Second chance opportunity is. Lee Scott seems a little bit spooked right now. 24-10, but also can't buy the benefit of a whistle. Gators staying in that 2-3 zone. Clark Ivet, her right wing 3 can't go down, and the fight for the rebound goes into the hands of the point guard Palmore with 5.5 to play. They lead by 2 touchdowns. Palmore tries to throw it inside the Reagan Bone. She has it in the short corner, now down low to Moody. And it was Haynes Kesey who went for the steal, couldn't get it.
By Kesey.
And Moody with back-to-back buckets extends the lead to 16. Twice the Warriors have trimmed the lead to 10, and you felt like they could go on a little bit of a run, but just like that, the Gators here at home, they respond. Davis McIsaac over there, Christian Griffin right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network, and we appreciate everybody for being here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Should be a fantastic environment. If we couldn't tell in the pregame, man, we had the pep band, which you hear now beside us, or I guess rather opposite of the court, but inside here with us. You're expecting a hostile crowd, as you do every single time you step foot at Glenwood School. But if you're Lee Scott, how would you want it any different? Partner, I know you on the gridiron as well as the baseball field have been a part of this game multiple times. How do you handle the emotions to not let it get the best of you?
I love it. It fires me up. It always gets the best of me, but in the best way. It always brings out the best of every team that we ever play for at Lee Scott. Whenever we get to come over here and face the Gators, it always turns out to be a fun matchup. They're 2 similar schools, and it always turns out to be competitive.
It's one of those things that you hope you get the best out of, right? The best emotions, but at home or on the road, you feed off of different energy. If you're the Lee Scott Warriors, you have to create your own, and an energy where 80% of the crowd here tonight is cheering against you. You got to find a way to rally with that momentum and almost not to let the immediate emotion take play. If you can start to feel the home crowd turning on its team, that's when you really decide to build on it.
Always. These are those games where Coach Daniel, who's standing here beside me, will come in the locker room and say, if he has to fire you up for this one, you're not made to play the game.
You're dang right. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lee Scott Warriors. Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame. It's a game that needs no introduction, a rivalry that needs absolutely no introduction. It's Lee Scott and Glenwood. What more could you ask for? Even if there weren't any implications on the line, just to be able to get a win over your rival is enough. But right now, the Glenwood Gators have gotten the better of the Warriors through a quarter and a half. Ivet's floater won't go. She leaves it short. 26-10. The Gators with the lead and the basketball running up the floor. Palmore gets stripped by Haynes Kesey, but a Gator right there to corral it. At the top of the key is Moody. Palmore now the basketball, double teamed by Kesey and Herndon. Gets pressured, able to get it down low to Moody. Nice defense by Sutton Lewis, but she stood at the rim. Now gets a block
Sutton
on the next layup, and the ball spiked out of bounds. It's out on Sutton Lewis on the spike. So it's Glenwood Gator basketball with 4.5 to play here in this second quarter. Palmore, the trigger lady for the Gators. Out to a new sub, now to Palmore, right in front of Coach Corey Harrison, right in front of us. Tries to get it down low to Bone, but Maggie Herndon right there for the steal. 26-10, Maggie Herndon. Outlet pass to Langford on the right wing. Now back out to Clark Ivet to run a set in the half court. If you're Lee Scott, you got to find a way to get a couple score stops and scores to work your way back into this contest. No 26-point or no 16-point basket. Maggie Herndon's going to try her luck from straight away, and she knocks it down.
Need her to get hot. She was vital in that win back at home.
Maggie Herndon, her first triple of the evening, and what a shooter for this Lee Scott squad. One of the shooters that she sees one go down, and immediately that confidence continues to build, and she'll pull it from the logo if given the opportunity. The lead is trimmed in half, 26-13.
Timeout Glenwood.
Timeout by the Glenwood Gators. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. 26-13. Lee Scott struggling from behind, or struggling just in general on the offensive side of the floor, but really struggling from deep. It was a Lee Scott team that made 11 of them. Partner, I know you didn't have much of a voice after that Lee Scott varsity girls game just by announcing all of the threes, but you're going to have to see a couple more of them go down here in this second quarter to try and trim into the lead. And I'd love to see this Lee Scott team again with Glenwood's 2-3 zone. If you can find somebody right around that volleyball line that runs through the middle of the floor, in between that and the free throw line, get somebody right in the teeth of that 2-3 zone to kind of kick it out to some of your shooters. If not, you have one of those little turnaround 10-foot jumpers. Because I feel like if you are Lee Scott and you are forced to settle from behind the arc all night long, it'll be the Glenwood Gators that come out on top. Reagan Bone gets the entry pass. A little give and go, gets it right back to break the press for the Lee Scott Warriors. 3.5 to play, 26-13. Palmore's three is well too strong. A volleyball spike to save it. Goes into the hands of Rayleigh Langford. Now Palmore, and a foul is going to be called on Rayleigh Langford.
Oh.
If anything, there should have been the whistle on the, not quite a spike, but the volleyball closed fist to try and save it as Langford lost it, but she's going to pick up a foul. So it stays on this side of the floor here right in front of us. Gators going left to right. Here in this first half, Warriors going right to left. 3 minutes to play in the second quarter, 26-13. Lee Scott. Palmore is trapped. A little dribble handoff, and she gives it to nobody. Perfectly done. And now Coach Corey Harrison working her way onto the floor, trying to fire her team up after getting a big stop. You got that score, you need a stop. And respond with a score. Maggie Herndon looking for back-to-back threes. Can't knock it down. That one was good halfway down. Good in the arcade. Offensive, defensive rebounds. And it was number 14, Claire Hargrove, who tried to find Palmore but threw it out of bounds.
We need to keep playing that pressure defense. They can't seem to handle it if they can't get past half court.
Herndon, the inbounder for the Warriors. Now into the hands of Clark Ivett. She's running in the short corner. Sutton Lewis has her layup blocked. And the Gators with the rebound with 2.5 to play. The Gators doubling up the Warriors here in this first half, 26-13. Field goal percentage not too hot for this Lee Scott Warrior squad. Palmore throws it down low. Rayleigh Langford gets a steal. Should have been a foul as she was trying to run free, but no whistle. Maggie Herndon thought about the three, instead going to try and work her way down low. Kick out to the corner. Rayleigh Langford for three, and she got it.
I think that ruled her to two.
Said they're going to rule it a two. Good call, partner. Had maybe a foot on the line, but regardless, the ability to find the bottom of the nets, and another turnover. This Lee Scott Warrior pressure in full court is so vital, partner. You called it. This Gator team having a little bit of trouble with it. You can run it a little bit if you miss some shots, but after made shots, it makes it that much more simple to apply the pressure. Langford now to Herndon. A dribble handoff with Clark Ivett. Warriors trail by 11. They seem to have a little bit of the momentum. Ivett works her way down low. Layup, no, but she's fouled and will head to the line for a couple.
I don't know who was on. There was about 4 girls smacking her.
They're going to get number 14, Claire Hargrove. That's her first here in this first half. 3 team fouls for the Warriors. For the Gators, rather, only 1 for the Lee Scott Warriors. Ivett, the high arcing free throw is good. Ivett now in double figures. She has 11 of the 16. The other 2 from Rayleigh Langford and Maggie Herndon. 26-17 for the first time in over a quarter. The lead has been trimmed to single digits. The Gators break the press. A 3-on-2, but still don't decide to try and attack and exploit the Warriors. They're able to get back on defense. Palmore guarded by Haynes Kesey all the way out beyond the volleyball line. Right-handed layup is good. A nice move from Palmore, just a crossover dribble at the top of the key, and shows off her speed with the basketball. Lead back to 11 for the Gators. Ivett works her way down low. Her turnaround jumper gets blocked. Fight for the basketball.
There's a lot of contact on that jumper.
There is. Every time Ivett, again, works her way to the left, spins back to the right, and tries to float it over a defender. but didn't get the call that time. Jump ball will keep it on this side of the floor, or the far side, with the Warriors. Haynes Kesey set to inbound. Gets it to Rayleigh Langford in the near corner. Now to Ivets. Her step in three is good off the glass.
The bank is open in Phoenix City tonight.
Ivett now with 15 of the 20, and the lead is trimmed to 8. And almost a turnover is a turnover.
Takeaway.
Sutton Lewis now to Haynes Kesey. She's hacked, and a foul over on the far side.
Go. If that hadn't gotten called, this would have turned into a football game real fast.
The energy in the gym ramping up here in this second quarter, to where it took a second or two to hear the whistle. Took the referee actually coming in and almost stealing the ball himself for everybody to hear it. 28-20, 64 seconds to play. Thrown down low to Haynes Kesey, knocked out by Palmore. We'll reset on this side of the floor. If the Warriors can find a way to get a score, a stop, and a score, make this possibly a one-possession game going into halftime. Kesey gets cut off on the elbow. Now to Maggie Herndon, under 60 seconds to play. Gators have extended their defense. Ivett gets it all the way right around half court. Gators have gone back to a man-to-man defense. Ivett blows by her defender, throws it up, and gets it to go.
And one.
Clark Ivett with 12 here in this second half alone. She has 17 in the contest. And the sophomore guard taking over for this Lee Scott Warrior squad. One free throw on the way, and she gets it to go. 13 now in this second quarter, and don't look now, the Warrior deficit is trimmed to 5. Emerson Whites with the basketball, left-handed layup is good. Her first points of the evening brings it back to a 7-point game, 30-23. Ivett now to Langford, and her three-pointer is good. The shot's now falling for the Lee Scott Warriors. Almost a turnover. She didn't touch it. It should be Warrior basketball.
Yeah.
It is. I jumped up and my pen exploded on me. We got our backup here. 30-26, 20 seconds to play. Clark Ivett, her walk-in three, nobody picks it up. Oh my goodness, no, offensive rebound is with Sutton Lewis. She gets it to go. The lead is trimmed to 2 for the Gators. Having trouble inbounding the basketball. It's with Palmore. She gets across half court with 3, with 2. Past the bone, layup at the buzzer is no good.
No good. What a great way to end the half for the Warriors.
16 minutes down, and for 14 of those, the Lee Scott Warriors trailed by double digits. They trail by 2 at the half, but my goodness, is it the Road Warriors that have all of the momentum here at the halftime break. 30-28, the Glenwood Gators with the lead. And when we come back, we welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic halftime reports as everybody in the gym gets to catch their breath, a little sigh of relief. Maybe no more than us two here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. 30-28, the Glenwood Gators have the lead. The Lee Scott Warriors have the momentum. The Orthopedic Clinic halftime report is next here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. The dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
The Lee Scott Academy Basketball Halftime Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
If you listen to these first 16 minutes, you wouldn't need me to tell you that it's a high-octane rivalry contest. Glenwood and Lee Scott at the halftime break. It's the Gators that lead by 2, but my goodness, the Lee Scott Warriors come storming back in those final 2 minutes of the second quarter. It's 30-28 at the halftime break, and we welcome you in to the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. The Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care with locations in Auburn and Opelika to better serve you. You can find them online at theorthoclinic.com. And partner, my goodness, what a contest. Christian Griffin, Davis McIsaac here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. What more could you ask for here in this first half?
I can't think of anything else. I would have loved for the Warriors to have been up going in, but I mean, the momentum they're carrying in, I'm excited to see what comes out of the locker room.
It almost feels as if it's what you see with a home team, right, where the road team's the one that comes out hot. It's the home team that almost gets punched in the mouth a little bit, but then it's just kind of slow and steady, the slow bleed that you see, and then that home team finally goes on that big-time run. That was flipped here in this first half. It was the Glenwood Gators at home that came out with all of the momentum, all of the energy, and again, for 14, if not 15 of the 18 minutes, led by double digits. But it was the Lee Scott Warriors. It was Clark Ivets in that first half. Maggie Herndon, Rayleigh Langford adding a couple triples in there as well. Sutton Lewis, a big-time offensive rebound and put back with 15 seconds to play, trims the lead to 2 for the Glenwood Gators. Let's take a look at some of these first half stats, as they're brought to you by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you that if you need her services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices from Auburn and Smith Station.
Yeah, so far tonight, Clark Ivets got 18. Rayleigh Langford, she's got 5. Maggie Herndon's got 3, and Sutton Lewis has the other 2 for the Warriors. And then on the Glenwood side, Hallie Palmore, she's got 17. Lily Moody has 8. Claire Hargrove has 2, and Emerson White also has 2.
It's a game of mano-y-mano almost in that first half. You mentioned it's Ivett with 18, Palmore with 17. That's 35 of the 58 points so far in that first half, coming from 2 Lee Scott Warriors and Glenwood Gators. And partner, it might be a very similar story for the varsity boys game in there as well with Hayden Harper, Braylon Alexander. You feel like this Lee Scott Warrior team has a little bit more, but my goodness, what a contest we're going to see here in the boys game tonight as well.
I'm excited. 2 great matchups on hand.
Looking at the first half stats, again, team-wise for the Lee Scott Warriors, they're shooting 36% from the floor, 9 of 25. They're only 4 of 16 from 3, but again, all 4 of those threes came in that second quarter, and 3 of those in big-time spots to continue to kill the momentum for the Glenwood Gators. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about what this Coach Corey Harrison's coach squad for the Lee Scott Warriors needs to do in the second half to come out with a big-time victory on the road and secure their area championship, their area tournament. We'll talk about that as we continue on in the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission, with a team of local, commercial, and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Let's get back to the LSA action. It's on to the second half of our game, presented by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
30-28 is your score here on the campus of Glenwood School. The Glenwood Gators and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. It was the Gators that had the lead throughout the entire first half, and it was a 10-12 point lead for a majority of that first half, and it was the Lee Scott Warriors that came swarming back to only trail by 2. And it's Glenwood basketball to get things started here in this second half. They're now going right to left on your radio dial. The Warriors are going left to right. Davis McIsaac and Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And my goodness, we appreciate everybody for tuning in here with us. And a carry on the first possession. Haynes Kesey's on-ball defense has been top-notch here tonight. Ivets now trying to run and set up a little offense before everybody gets set up. Ivets now into the far corner, and Kesey. Maggie Herndon to give the Warriors the lead. She leaves it short. Fight for the rebounds. Goes into the hands of the Gators. My goodness, would this side of the gym have absolutely exploded. Baseball pass down to Reagan Bone, guarded by Zellner, and the right-handed layup is good. A really nice move from Reagan Bone. Her first points here tonight. A 4-point lead for the Gators. Clark Ivets, her three from the top of the key is good.
There even could have been a foul there. There was somehow contact on a three-pointer.
32-21. Clark Ivet, my goodness, already 21 in the contest. Palmore then goes coast to coast and throws it up and in with the left hand plus the foul. A little bit of a scramble drill as Lee Scott tried to set the trap right here in front of us. Couldn't set the sideline. Ended up getting in a little bit of a mismatch, and Palmore responds to Clark Ivet's three, trying to respond with the old-fashioned one of her own. Rebound. The free throw, however, too strong. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds, but they will say it's knocked out by a Gator. My goodness, feels like that halftime was half as long as it needed to be for the players, for us, for everybody. Trying to cut through the intensity just a little bit. The Warriors trail by 3 here on the road at Glenwood. Dunlap has it here in front of the bench. Maggie Herndon, her right wing three is good! Maggie Herndon now with a three-pointer in the second and a three-pointer in the third, and now Glenwood taking all of their sweet time inbounding the basketball, just purposely letting the ball roll as long as it can before they have to pick it up. Glenwood able to break the trap, but don't look now. It's a brand new ball game here with 6.5 to play in the third quarter. 34-34. Bone has it on the right wing, trying to find one of the other point guards. That's Claire Hargrove now down low to Bone, has a size advantage. However, the Warriors do a nice job double teaming. It's now Moody. Her runner is no good. Bone the offensive rebound. Her right-handed layup is good. And the foul.
They've come out calling a lot more than they did in the first half. I'll be interested to see if they continue that.
The clear height advantage for the Glenwood Gators as Reagan Bone. Free throw is no good. Sutton Lewis falls to the floor trying to gather it. Now a fight for the basketball. Should be a jump ball, and it will be. Possession arrow favors the Lee Scott Warriors. 36-34, the home Gators here with the lead. Ivitt runs her way up the middle of the floor, staring in to this zone defense. Ivitt almost has it stripped, but Herndon able to recover it. Haynes Kesey now out to Dunlap, and she gets hit. And now could be a whistle on the steal attempt, but there is none. Ivitt now runs her way through the floor, right-handed layup. A right-handed little floater, rather. Are they going to say that was in the act of shooting? They will. Surprised with that one, honestly, with the continuation that you usually don't get at the high school level, but Lee Scott will happily take it as Ivitt stands at the line trying to tie this game for Lee Scott Academy. First free throw was good.
Never complain about Ivitt at the free throw line.
No. Feel like anywhere from the free throw line and in. You almost draw a three-point line from the free throw line, and it's not even worth our time saying that they're good because just about every single time they are. 36-36, Ivitt goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Not as high intense pressure for the Warriors in the full court, but still forcing this Gator team to handle a little bit of the pressure. Down low, left-handed layup is Moody. A really nice play from Haley Palmore, who was setting up the offense, ran the short corner on the bounce pass before falling out of bounds. 38-36, Ivitt with the basketball in the far corner. Now Kesey, now to Herndon. Her right wing triple is off the left side of the rim. Palmore with the rebound. Now in transition is Claire Hargrove, but she'll slow things up.
She almost throws it out of bounds.
She did almost throw it out of bounds. And now should be a travel, but instead gets it to Reagan Bone. Her 3-foot jumper is no good. Ivitt skies for the rebounds and a whistle on the Glenwood Gators. A nice strong rebound by the sophomore guard who averages right around 10 a contest, almost averaging a 20-point double-double for this Lee Scott Warriors squad.
Hard to ask for much more production than that.
She averages 21.5, already 23 here in this contest. Looking for more. Gets her way on the right side of the floor. Layup no good. Lewis offensive rebound, no. Ivitt fights for it. Ball is almost knocked out of bounds. Saved by Lewis into the hands of the Gators. And now Palmore looking to push. Her baseball pass goes in between two Gators. Blocked by Sutton Lewis. Second chance opportunity. Again. She blocks it again. Ball now falling around. Gators on the floor. Warriors on the floor. It's Hargrove with the basketball. Now down low to Moody. And it's going to all of a sudden turn into a layup for the Gators. My goodness, you feel like the Warriors had so many stops on that possession.
Yeah, that was great defense by the freshman.
Ivitt now walk in three, and it finds the bottom of the net. Of course it does.
That'll quiet the home crowd for her.
40-39, the Gators with the lead. Kesey trying to set up a trap in the front court. Palmore gets it down low to Bone, and they're going to call Sutton Lewis on a cheap foul. That's going to be her first of the contest.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with that one.
And they're going to say that it was in the act of shooting as well. 40-39. Gators have the lead and the chance to extend it here at the line. First free throw is no good. Both sides of the gym continuing to fill in here tonight. All but standing room only, and my goodness, will it be more than that here for the varsity boys contest. 40-39. 3.5 to play. Bone goes 0 for 2 from the line, but the Gators able to get the rebound before it's knocked away by Herndon. Fight for it, goes out of bounds. They'll say that it stays on that side of the floor. Right now it's the Gators winning the 50-50 balls, stealing extra possessions with a 1-point lead.
You tend to get that when you're visiting Glenwood.
Palmore tries to throw a bounce pass, but it's soccer kicked out of bounds by Clark Ivitt. 40-39. The Gators with the lead and the basketball, and Bone there on the inbounds. They're able to find the tallest player on the floor. Bone with 6, and all 6 coming in this third quarter. 42-39. Clark Ivitt runs her way up the top of the floor, and she gets fouled on the arm. She will head back to the line to shoot a couple.
She is just getting hammered every time she gets anywhere near the paint.
in game one at Sanford Gymnasium. The Gators did everything they could to take the ball out of number one's hands. Still managed to finish with 16, but my goodness, it was double-digit assists for Clark Ivet as she was the primary ball handler, as she always is, but did a lot of distributing so far here tonight. The team was struggling. Number one in Navy said it's my turn to take over a contest. And, of course, neither one of her free throws even think about hitting the rim. It's back to a one-point game, 42-41. Ivet now with 10 in the third quarter. Palmore,
I like this pressure coming back.
Able to break the pressure, 2-on-1. Bounce past the Bone, and it's knocked out of bounds by Reagan Bone. It's Lee Scott Warrior basketball. And a chance for only the second time here tonight. A bucket would put Coach Corey Harrison and the Lee Scott Warriors out in front. Maybe it could come right here with Rayleigh Langford. She has it on the right wing. Now up to the top of the floor. Now Clark Ivet right in front of the Warrior bench. Gets the on-ball screen from Langford. Crossover dribble. And a blocking foul is going to be on the Gators as Ivet tried to the crossover dribble. That'll be the fourth team foul for the Gators. A big fourth foul because now any common team foul will lead to bonus free throws here in these final 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
3 minutes with bonus free throws can be dangerous with this team.
Haynes Kesey, bounce pass, Clark Ivet, layup and the foul. The Lee Scott Warriors come all the way back, and they have the lead with 3 minutes to play here in the third. My goodness, relentless are these Lee Scott Academy Warriors. Lee Scott started 0 for 6 from 3 and did not score for the first 6.5 minutes of the contest.
They've sure turned around right here. They are looking great right now.
And it's 44-42. Could have been a 5-second violation. Ivet almost steals the inbounds, tried to find Kesey, but stepped on the baseline.
That's great effort there.
That is really good effort, and most importantly now, Lee Scott can force Glenwood for a much harder inbound. Glenwood now can no longer run the sideline, or the baseline rather. Glenwood able to get it in bounds with Claire Hargrove. She gets cut off in the short corner. Coach Corey Harrison asking for an offensive foul on the push-off. Reagan Bone trying to demand the basketball, trying to front Sutton Lewis. She's able to get it. A nice move down low. Reagan Bone now with 8. Here in this third quarter, you see Lucy Zellner now come to the scorer's table. We're knotted at 44. Ivet, hand off to Herndon, now to Rayleigh Langford right here in front of us. Now a cutting Clark Ivet, right-handed layup. She got hacked, offensive rebound with Lewis.
I don't know how that isn't a foul.
Back out to Herndon, now Langford who thought about the triple. Crossover dribble, and she loses it. Palmore with the basketball, and now outlet to Emerson White, and the baseball pass to the left wing. Now down low are the Glenwood Gators in number 12, Caden Henderson. And her first points of the evening come at the 2:10 mark to give the Gators a 46-44 lead. Ivet, step in three on the right wing. Couldn't get it to go. Basketball right here in front of us. Langford unable to save it as she flies out of bounds. It'll be Gator basketball, but nice effort by Rayleigh Langford. So now the Glenwood Gators inbounding the ball in your living room if you're watching here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. It's White who gets it to Bone. The Gators may have figured out a little strategy to break the Warrior press, but I feel like it hasn't been as pressured for the Warriors. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Gators with the basketball and a 2-point lead. Sutton Lewis, or apologies, that's Lucy Zellner now guarding Reagan Bone, causing havoc. And Clark Ivet comes away with the steal. She's knocked to the ground, but Rayleigh Langford is able to recover the basketball. 90 seconds to play here in the third. Ivet has it, working her way to the top of the key, guarded by Haley Palmore. Mano-a-mano all night with these two girls. Clark Ivet, the running floater, no, but she's hit on the forearm. And we'll head to the line to try and tie this game once again for Lee Scott Academy. Back and forth, we continue to go here tonight. The Warriors have claimed the lead once, but otherwise you feel like they're trying to work from a 4-point deficit. The first free throw from Ivet rattles home. I've run out of space for my tallies here in this third quarter. I mean, my goodness. Clark Ivet had 18 in the first half. She has 14, make it 15 here in the third. Wow. Clark Ivett has 33 points for this Lee Scott Warriors squad here with a minute to play in the third quarter. Emerson White now to Palmore at half court. Gators able to break it, throw it down low to Bone, guarded by Lucy Zellner. Nice defense, cuts off.
Well done, Lucy.
Reagan Bone, and will force everybody to reset. Palmore's triple is no good. Nice box out, Zellner. Rayleigh Langford, the long rebound, a 1-on-3. She will slow things up. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay on this side of the floor with the Warriors. 52.3 remaining in the third. We're knotted at 46. A 3-2 zone that almost drops into a man-to-man 2-3. Clark Ivett straight away triple, no. Offensive rebounds goes to Haynes Kesey and will reset with 36 seconds. Herndon from, oh my goodness, from Columbus, couldn't get it to go. They usually love that shot, maybe not with only 30 seconds to play in the third quarter, as now the Gators could hold for the final shot if they choose. It's Hargrove who slammed on the brakes in the back pick. With Haynes Kesey knocks it out of bounds with 22.1 remaining in the third. We had one timeouts on the floor by either coach. Otherwise, you want to talk about one of the quickest games that we've been a part of through.
This game has been flying by.
Almost 3 quarters. And right on cue, I guess we will take a timeouts. We won't take you anywhere for the contest, but let's pause for station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE-HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
46-46 knotted up with 22.1 remaining here in the third quarter. And with Lee Scott and Glenwood, why would you want it any other way? He's Davis McIsaac. I'm Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And what a contest it's been. The Lee Scott Warriors trailed by 14, came back to take the lead, and now we're knotted. Here as the Gators look to possibly hold for the final shot. 16 seconds. It's Palmore now to Bone in the corner. Now to White in the short corner. She's cut off. It's Henderson now at the free throw line. Back to Emerson White. Her three-pointer right in front of the student section for Glenwood is no good. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ivett, right-handed layup is swatted out by Reagan Bone at the buzzer. And that's how the third quarter will come to a close. My goodness.
We are shaping up for a fun fourth quarter.
What a contest here on the campus of Glenwood School. And what a rivalry. Again, why would you want it any other way? 46-46, 24 minutes down. We got 8 more to go, and that's where we go when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Let's get back to the LSA action. It's on to the second half of our game, presented by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
Start of the fourth quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network on the campus of Glenwood School. 46-46. And if you haven't been with us through 3, my goodness, stick with us through the fourth quarter as we welcome you into the Lee Scott Sports Network. Or thank you for being here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. The Gators have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Throw it down low to Bone, but knocked away by Clark Ivett. Crossover dribble, and she loses it. Goes off the foot of a Gator. They don't call a kickball. And now should be a travel, and is. Teams trade turnovers with their first couple of possessions here in this fourth quarter.
And the second half action of tonight's game is presented by the Gouge Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. You can see all upcoming events at gougecenter.auburn.edu.
Warriors turn the ball over right back. Emerson White, the running layup is no good. Offensive rebounds knocked around right back into the hands of White. And she gets the scoring started for either team here in this fourth quarter. Sydney Dunlap, her step-in three, too strong off the back iron. Rayleigh Langford with the basketball. She's knocked to the floor. Still no whistle. And now a foul on Rayleigh Langford as she's kicked on the way by. And now a technical foul. It's a great call.
There was no way she was getting out of that without a foul.
Frustration on both ends, but Rayleigh Langford was on the floor. They fought for the basketball. They stood up, and she took a knee to the head. (48-46), 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Coach Corey Harrison, you can see, telling her team right now to keep the emotions inside. Don't let those get the better of you. And Palmore is now talking to the official, asking for a flop. I can promise you it'd be a tough flop to
Yeah, it's hard to flop.
take a knee to the tempo.
I don't know how you pull that one off. I've known Rayleigh for a while. She's not the type to flop either. She'd jump back up if she could.
Yes. Well, that's what I think she was trying to do.
Yeah. We'll get Ivet here for some technical free throws.
48-46. Ivet's all by her lonesome. First free throw hits every part of the goal but goes down. Clark Ivet had 33 points through 3 quarters. Make it 34 and make it 35 as we're knotted up. Once
Kesey
again at 48.
For Langford there.
Probably not a bad call by Coach Corey Harrison. Take the player that had a little bit of the emotions there for a moment. Let her calm down for just a moment.
Let her get some water.
Yeah. And again, we've complimented Haynes Kesey all night long on our man-to-man defense. You're going to need it here in this fourth quarter. Ivet works her way to the left elbow and has it stripped by Palmore. Now into the hands of Bone, and she walked. And a delayed whistle, but the correct one. Warriors get it right back.
Yeah, she could have walked all the way back to Auburn with that one. That was impressive.
48-48, a minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the contest. Clark Ivet sits with it on the left wing, gets the on-ball screen from Zellner. Her three is good.
Got it.
They're going to call. They called a moving screen on Lucy Zellner.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. They got a moving screen on Lucy Zellner. We thought it was a 3-and-1. But they said that Lucy Zellner either didn't set her feet or spun back. Right-handed layup by Palmore, swatted out of there.
Lets them know how she feels, puts it into the wall.
Oh, man. A really tough whistle for the Warriors. 48-48, 6.5 to play in the contest. They get it to Bone at the right elbow. Her turnaround jumper is no good, but they're going to get Clark Ivet with a foul, and she doesn't agree.
I can't say I agree with that either.
And you understand if she did, but with the contact especially that we saw in that first half that went without a whistle, feel like that was relatively minimal, as the first free throw from Reagan Bone is good. She's been the player of the half for the Gators. She had 8 in the third. Now 9 in the contest, make it 10. And again, all 10 of those points coming in this second half. Back to a 2-point lead for the Gators. Ivet with the basketball, thought about the step back three, has it on the left elbow, works her way down low. She's hacked, she will head to the line to shoot 2. Clark Ivet gets the payback right back, and she will head to the stripe.
Yeah, good strategy by Glenwood to cover the girl with 35 with 3 girls, but somehow Clark finds a way.
Clark-Ivan did a nice job of being patient on the right elbow. They sent a double team, and then as soon as they backed off, she took the middle of the floor. And you mentioned it took 3 Gators to stop her, but she knocks down both free throws. Clark-Ivan up to 37 here tonight, and we're tied at half a century with 6.5 to play in this contest. Winner gets a big-time say in the area tournament. The Lee Scott Warriors, if they win, they host the area tournament. If the Glenwood Gators win, it is a coin flip between them and the Lee Scott Warriors. White has it guarded by Haynes Kesey, and she loses it. Right on cue, Haynes Kesey again, the on-ball defense. Maggie Herndon has it on the right wing. Now Clark-Ivan guarded by Henderson. Out to Haynes Kesey. Haynes Kesey for 3. She can't get it to go. A nice box out. Emerson White trying to stop Sydney Dunlap from getting the basketball. Now in transition go the Gators. They get it down low to Bone. Nobody's there. Layup is good.
It's going to be a timeout on Glenwood.
Timeout by Coach Purdue. That is a full timeout, I believe.
It was.
Full timeout on the floor means we will take a break with them. 52-50. 5.5 to play here in the contest on the road at Glenwood. You're listening to Radio Alabama Sports on Tiger Country 104.5, and this is the Lee Scott Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Five and a half to play in the contest. It's Warrior basketball. They trail by 2 here on the road at Glenwood. My goodness, what a contest we've seen. What a rivalry that we already know this to be. But just another night of this being exactly what you would expect. AISA foes turned AHSAA. And with the questionable future for what's to come for both of these teams,
who knows?
What a game this could end up meaning. 52-50. Ivan has the ball on the right wing, guarded by Henderson, wearing number 12, forcing Ivan left. Instead, she's going to pull it from 3. Couldn't get it to go. Thought that was good from here. Gators clear with 5 minutes. Lee Scott now trying to force the ball out of Hallie Palmore's hands. Instead, nobody picks her off until she gets to the short corner. A bounce pass is good. Palmore racking up the assists here tonight. 54-50. Gators with the lead. Ivets now spins her way towards the middle of the floor. Sydney Dunlap for 3. Can't get it to go. Believe it was partially blocked. And the Gators and Hargrove with the rebounds. Now to Palmore crossing half court. Now to Henderson. Left-handed layup. No. Fight for it with Bone. And the second chance opportunity with Henderson as she falls to her backside is good. Just like that, a 6-point contest. Ivets gets cut off, and she will back things out with 4.5 to play. Maggie Herndon, now Haynes Kesey. Herndon back to the top of the key. The dribble handoff. The ball almost stolen away. Goes out of bounds. It is Lee Scott Warrior basketball as it goes into the front row of the Glenwood student section that continues to pile up here on the opposite corner of where we sit here tonight. 56-50. Lee Scott got to find a way to get a little bit of this momentum back. It was a well-timed timeout by Coach Purdue of the Gators. A 2-point lead, talking a little bit of strategy. And so far, Lee Scott has been scoreless for the past 2.5 minutes. Palmore with a blocking foul. That is the 3rd team foul for the Gators. Kesey, Ivett, Langford, Lewis, and Herndon, the 5 on the floor for Coach Corey Harrison as we're under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. Should have been a reach-in foul as the ball got stolen away from Clark Ivett, and she almost falls out of bounds. Instead, no whistle. Hargrove now the jump stop. Layup no good. However, Bone's second chance opportunity is.
Need to get some offense going here if you're the Warriors.
Back to an 8-point game for the Lee Scott Warriors. Ivitt, she's going to pull it from straight away, and she can't get it to go. Lewis is unable to save it. Warriors seem a little bit stressed right now, a little bit worried. Coach Corey Harrison will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We were tied at 50, and 8 straight points for the Gators over the last 2.5 minutes or so has stretched this lead right back to where you feel like Lee Scott fought for that entire first half. Are you talking strategy here more so if you're Coach Harrison, or is this more of just a settle-down timeout trying to get them to play their basketball?
I think you're wrong on both those options. I think she's firing them up and getting them going. I think they need a little bit of spark of energy, and I think they're going to get rocking and rolling right here.
You can see it right there, slamming the keyboard, or the clipboard rather, into the floor. Going to have to fire somebody up for this Lee Scott Warrior team. Down 8, and it's Gator basketball with 3.5 to play. Still plenty of time for the Warriors. We're going to have to find a way to find the bottom of the net, and like we talked about, get a stop and then get another score, try and trim into this lead. Very similar to baseball, and I know you're on the pitching side more so than not, but of course, I was going to say there's no 8-run home run, or for you, there's no one-pitch strikeouts, and so continue to chip away, continue to chip. If you're the Lee Scott Warriors, again, no 8-point bucket.
No, but you've got 3 minutes, so you just got to play sound here. Not in panic mode yet. I feel good about where we are. Lee
Scott goes back to that pressure defense. Lewis almost gets a steal. Reagan Bone has it. Now out to Palmore around half court. If you're Lee Scott, you got to force the ball out of her hands. Palmore running baseline, tries to find Reagan Bone. It's intercepted by Rayleigh Langford. Nice
Great
job
by Zellner to cut her off right there.
It was. Clark Ivitt now with the basketball on the right wing. 58-50, 3 minutes to go. Langford gets the screen from Lewis. Now Clark Ivitt, her triple is good.
That's big.
A big-time bucket, and now again, this Glenwood team just letting the basketball roll around. Lee Scott getting a little frustrated on that side of things. 58-53. Press gets broken by the Gators. Under 3 minutes to play. Palmore walks onto the teeth of the Gator at half court. Now cutting Henderson, layup no good. Zellner with the defensive rebounds. Langford now running the left side of the floor. She will slow things up, get it into the hands of Clark Ivitt. Nobody picks her up until she got to the right wing. Thought she was going to pull it from 3. And now a foul on the floor is going to be called on Henderson for the Gators. That's their 4th team foul. If you're Lee Scott, you would love to find a way to force them to pick up a 5th and shoot free throws the final 2.5 of this contest. Need to stop. Need a bucket here, rather. And to get a big-time stop, Ivitt gets the inbound.
White's going to guard her tough there.
Almost trying to deny Clark Ivitt the basketball. Instead, Langford able to get it to her. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in this contest. Ivitt, 3 at the top of the key. Oh, my goodness. She gets another one.
She is feeling it right now.
Clark Ivitt, 43 here tonight, and the lead is trimmed to 2. Palmore now loses it.
Yeah.
And a ball out of
offensive
bounds.
Foul. They're going to call an offensive foul on White there. That's big from Clark. Just ran right into her and just let her do it.
That's a great call, partner, a great call. As Palmore was running up the left side of the floor, it was Emerson White who tried to set a screen and just plowed through Clark Ivitt. 58-56, under 2 minutes to play here in the contest. Ivitt, dribble handoff with Rayleigh Langford, but you know she's getting it right back. She gets the screen from Lucy Zellner. Now Maggie Herndon, left wing triple for the lead. No, offensive rebound
by Rayleigh.
Rayleigh Langford, and she will back things up and slow down with 90 seconds to play in the contest. Gators 58, Warriors 56. Langford now back to Ivitt. Ivitt runs her way to the short corner, down low. Lucy Zellner can't connect on the layup. Langford there once again. Her layup, no. Ivitt, Warriors begging for something. Kick out. Maggie Herndon for 3. Yes!
That is huge from Herndon there.
59-58. Lee Scott has the lead. Palmore gets trapped. Almost stolen by Clark Ivitt.
She loses it, but it goes right to Hargrove there.
Now down low to Emerson White. Free throw jumper is good. What a response by the Glenwood Gators.
Glenwood there.
And a timeout by Coach Purdue. We'll keep it right here, not taking you away from this contest. My goodness, when you need a bucket, Maggie Herndon has a three-pointer in the second, the third, and the fourth.
That's big.
To give the Warriors the lead, Emerson White responds right back 60-59 with 56 and a half to play here on the campus of Glenwood School. No seats around us, standing room only and then some in all four corners here in the gymnasium tonight. Lee Scott with the basketball, trailing by 1. And oh my goodness, feels like you can take a little bit of a breath here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We would like to give a really big reminder and a really big shout out to this Lee Scott Academy competition cheer squad as they head to Orlando for nationals here this weekend. And so we wish them well. We wish them all of the luck. Not that they need any luck, but my goodness.
I was lucky enough. I got to go to their showcase last night and watch them do their performance, and they've done a great job.
And we are getting word now that Clark's 43 is a career high.
That's incredible.
For the sophomore guard. We celebrated Miss 1000, the newest member to the Comma Club, here a couple of weeks ago. And my goodness, what an encore.
The best part about Clark, though, is it won't matter for her unless we get this win.
Ivitz runs her way up the floor. Now to Haynes Kesey. Back to Maggie Herndon, top of the key. Ivitz now on the left wing. They're trying to deny Ivitz the basketball. 45 seconds. Ivitz running floater off the back iron. No good. And I believe they're going to get Clark Ivitz for a pushing foul. That's now the fourth team foul for the Warriors. So these final 41 seconds, every common foul, every team foul will lead to free throws. Inbound goes to Palmore. She's cut off. She was standing out of bounds. Ivitz gets the steal anyway. Floater hits off the front of the rim. No good. And Moody's able to recover with 30 seconds. Guarded. And should be a travel.
Oh, my gosh.
Fight for the basketball. Should be a jump ball call.
Any day now.
And finally, a jump ball is the whistle. It's Lee Scott basketball. My goodness, 2 or 3 missed calls on that one possession.
Yeah, that's questionable.
23.4.
For the first time ever, I'm going to agree with the Glenwood student section.
Glenwood leads it 60-59. 20 seconds to play. Ivitz running right. Now to Rayleigh Langford. Back to Herndon. And a timeout by Coach Corey Harrison. A full timeout. But we're still not taking you away from this contest. 13.5. It'll be Lee Scott Warrior basketball sideline right. As we see it, I guess sideline left. If you're facing the Lee Scott Warrior basket, you know it's going into the hands of Clark Ivitz. Is she going to be the one to get downhill? Is she going to be the distributor? You feel like that's going to be the decision factor for the Warriors. But if you're Coach Purdue, you're telling that Gator team the same thing. Deny Clark Ivitz the basketball. A career high 43 for the sophomore guard, Miss Clark Ivitz.
And if you're Corey Harrison here, you've got a little bit of time to work with. There's no need to rush this shot.
If you're Lee Scott, you would love to get that shot with about 8 seconds. If possible, try and get the opportunity of an offensive rebound with a missed shot. Because the last thing you want is to force this team to possibly be one and done. .5. Glenwood 60. Lee Scott 59. Lee Scott will inbound the basketball to Clark Ivitz. Ivitz now to Langford. Now to Kesey. Down low. Now to Herndon. Dribble handoff with Ivitz. Her free throw line jumper off the back iron. No good. Lee Scott trying to foul, and they're not going to be able to. The Warriors got the shot that they were looking for, but Glenwood played it really nicely. Forced Clark Ivet to shoot it over 2, if not 3 Glenwood Gators. And despite the amazing comeback for this Warrior squad, the run falls just short, 60-59. The Glenwood Gators win the contest here at home and force the coin flip for the area tournament. Couldn't ask for more.
No.
You got a shot?
No.
You got a shot, you got to look into the hands of Clark Ivet, who you felt like did not miss all night. 43 points in the contest, partner, but I believe you're right. That will be the one shot that will stick with her, although she did more than enough to bring this team back into this contest. 60-59, the Glenwood Gators win it in the varsity girls contest, but don't go anywhere. My goodness, you talk about a rivalry. We got more. We got the Lee Scott varsity boys and the Glenwood Gators. When we come back, we'll hit a quick post-game show and dive you right into the pregame show between the Gators and the Warriors. 60-59, the Glenwood Gators win it in the varsity girls contest. We're back in 2 minutes here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leak protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Lee Scott Academy Basketball is on Tiger Country 104.5. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Gouge Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Now, live from courtside, here's the voice of Lee Scott Academy Basketball, Christian Griffin.
2 games down, 1 more to go. And regardless of any final score, how could you want it any other way? It's Lee Scott. It's Glenwood on the campus of the Gators here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We welcome you in to what has already been an exhilarating night here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. The Lee Scott varsity girls did everything they could. They came back from 14 after not scoring for the first 6.5 minutes of the contest to chip their way back. It was a 2-point game at halftime. Lee Scott had their chance, had their run in the second half. The Glenwood Gators went to their size down low. And Lee Scott, after doing everything you could ask for, and 43, a career high for the sophomore guard Clark Ivett, had a shot to win it at the top of the key, but just couldn't get it to go down. And my goodness, why couldn't it just hit the front of the rim and shoot straight back, or the back iron? I mean, it hit the front of the rim, sat up, hit the back iron, and then fell off.
Those are those shots you have to wonder if it falls on the home rim. It's just brutal.
The little magnet that plays a little bit of an effect here on the campus of the Gators. The Lee Scott varsity girls fall 60-59 here in their final area game, so they will finish 5-1 in area play. The Glenwood Gators will also finish 5-1 in area play. And now to host the area tournament, it will come down to a coin flip in the contest of the varsity girls. But we transition our focus now to the varsity boys game. Glenwood and Lee Scott. And you could say, thankfully, you could also wish that it had just that much more attached to it. But there is nothing more than just a win and a loss that comes after this contest, because the Lee Scott varsity boys have already taken care of business. They will host the area tournament inside Sanford Gymnasium. That being said, this is Glenwood and Lee Scott.
Always. There's always something on the line when you play these two teams. It's always going to be a fun matchup, and everybody's going to play their hardest, and it's going to be great to watch.
This is going to be so fun to watch. Let's get you tonight's keys to the game for the Varsity Boys Contest, presented by Jeff Coat-Tramp Funeral Home and Crematory, serving Opelika, Auburn, and Lee County since 1988. The first one for the Warriors, something that the varsity girls, you feel like, fell victim to. Don't play into the emotions outside of the courts unless it is positive emotions. That being said, to start the game especially, you have to find a way to play really clean basketball. You have to find a way to execute offensively, get stops defensively, and then let the negative emotion for the Gators, the home team, build on them, and that's when you feed off of some of these emotions. Rebounding for the Lee Scott Warriors. This is a team that, as we know, loves to get out and go. They love to get up and down the floor. They don't want to sit and run a half-court set. They want their points to come in transition. The best way to do that is you get turnovers, you get the outlets, and then you go. Play through physicality. We saw what this Lee Scott varsity girls squad had to do, and the Glenwood Gators from that standpoint, having to play through a whole lot of physicality in the floor, or on the floor rather. You're going to see even more physicality in this contest. Going to have to find a way to play through it. And my final one, a very simple one, be the better team.
It's always
on paper,
a great one.
And on the floor, you should be the better team. But the Glenwood Gators perspective, that's why you play the game. That's why you get them a home and home. So the Glenwood Gators looking to return the favor. This was an 83-58 win for the Lee Scott Warriors last time they played at Sanford Gymnasium, and it was a second half dominated by the Warriors. 19-3 are the Warriors, 12-11 are the Gators. Hayden Harper in that last contest had 28. Braylon Alexander had 26. We talked about it at the halftime show for the varsity girls of how it was Ivett versus Palmore in this contest. My goodness, you're going to hear a lot of Hayden Harper. You're going to hear a lot of Braylon Alexander. And when we come back, we'll get you tonight's starting lineups, an opening tip between the Glenwood Gators and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. You're listening to Radio Alabama Sports on Tiger Country 104.5, and this is the Lee Scott Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the orthopedic clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the orthopedic clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Now the starting lineups, presented by Auburn Bank on your LSA sports station, Tiger Country 104.5.
Starting lineups have been announced for the varsity boys. It's the Glenwood Gators. It's the Lee Scott Warriors here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
We're going to go to tonight's starting lineups presented by Auburn Bank. Their local team stands ready to discuss your financial needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you and proud sponsor of Lee Scott basketball. The starting lineup will start with Glenwood. We've got number 1, Braylon Alexander. Number 2, Trey Clarity. Number 11, Caleb Phillips. Number 4, Tyler Clarity, and number 23, Aaron Carter. Starters for the Warriors, you got number 10, William Lyles, number 11, Parks Myers, 22, Cord Zellner, number 1, Gray Haley, and with the ball now, number 2, Hayden Harper.
The Warriors won the opening tip. They have the basketball going right to left here on your radio dial. It's Hayden Harper, a little give and go, and a little Euro step. He's on the board here tonight. 2-0 Warriors, 20 seconds into the contest.
Going to see a lot of that from Hayden Harper tonight, if I got a feeling.
Hayden Harper had 28 the last time that these two teams met inside Sanford Gymnasium, and what better way to get the scoring started right in front of the Glenwood student section if you're Hayden Harper. The Lee Scott Warriors pressure defense all the way out around what would be the extended volleyball line. A long possession for the Gators. Alexander kick out now in the near corner. Three-pointer from Phillips, well too strong. Warriors tap the ball around, and Gray Haley will corral the rebounds. Hayden Harper, now William Lyles thought about the 3 on the left wing. He now gets downhill. Right-handed layup is good. Not sure how he had the angle to get it to go off the glass, but he does. William Lyles now on the board, his first points here tonight. Down low now for the Gators. Right-handed layup for number 23, Aaron Carter is too strong. Nice defense by Lyles. He gets the rebounds. Now Haley cut off in the short corner. Zellner, kick out. Hayden Harper, jab step, works his way left. Now back out to Cord Zellner. Running touch shot,
nice.
Rattles home.
Great touch on that by Cord, and that'll be a timeout by Coach Dusty Parker over there on the Glenwood bench, a 30-second timeout.
3 possessions, 3 buckets for the Lee Scott Warriors. They lead it 6-0, 28 seconds here into the contest. He is Davis McIsaac. I'm Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And we appreciate everybody for being here with us. Whether you're just now joining us, whether you've been here with us all along, we appreciate you and for your support of Lee Scott Warrior basketball. A reminder that the first half of tonight's game is presented by Russell Building Supply and Russell Do-It Center. Experience and knowledge from the pros at your hometown home center. Partner very opposite from what you saw in the varsity girls game. It's the Lee Scott Warriors here in this first quarter, coming out with a whole lot of the momentum and using the tempo to their advantage.
They're coming out ready to play. It's great to see.
Braylon Alexander will walk the ball up the floor for the Gators. He had 26 in this first matchup. I talked with Coach William Johnson pregame as Caleb Phillips gets the running floater to go. And now Parks Myers, quick in transition the other way, a nice move. And Myers continues the hot start for the Warriors. Kick out one more, now one more to Phillips. Now Braylon Alexander, a tough mid-range jumper, can't rattle home. Zellner couldn't get the rebound, so instead he tips it to Myers. Now we're off and running. William Lyles, the orange shoes, kick out. Parks Myers, his triple from straight away is no good. Knocked out of bounds, should be Warrior basketball. Ooh, they're going to say that Cord Zellner was the last one to touch it before it hit the chalk.
Cord Zellner could have gotten fouled there. He was thrown by Big 23 right there, Aaron Carter.
8-2, the first miss for the Lee Scott Warriors. And now Alexander breaks the press with himself, bounce past to Phillips, who bobbled it, may have gotten away with steps, kicks it back out to Clarity. His catch and shoot three is money. Trey Clarity, one of the shooters for this Glenwood Gator team, can't allow him to set his feet and knock down an open look. Zellner and Lyles. Lyles thought about the three, but nice closing defense, and Cord Zellner has it stripped into the hands of Aaron Carter. Now Alexander, 8-5. And Alexander, a little bump. They're not going to say a whistle, even though he lowered the shoulder like Brooks Zachary does, running through the goal line. 8-7, Alexander's first points of the night. Hayden Harper now runs through Aaron Carter, rather. But Harper, although maybe delivering a little of the blow, seeking out the contact, he's not going to win that battle too many times.
No,
but
he is not.
He will head to the line to shoot two. Oh, wow, starting that early here
That's
tonight.
Quick.
Overrated chance for Mr. Hayden Harper. That is a bold strategy to do on the road here tonight. But he can't knock down the first. I've never been a fan of the overrated chance. I feel like that more diminishes what you are doing, because more times than not it comes in the final minutes of a contest where the home team is the lesser team and the away team walks in usually with a ranking. And underrated just means that what you did was less impressive. So
yeah, the only time I've ever understood that is if you just completely shut somebody down.
Sure.
But they have not done that so far.
Hayden Harper, no, he has 3 of the 9 for the Warriors. And Lee Scott with a 2-point lead. Alexander goes behind the screen. Kick out three is no good. And Gray Haley skies for the rebound. Now Parks Myers, kick out Hayden Harper. Pump fake, works his way into the short corner. Now out to number 1 in Gray Haley. He works his way through contact. Right-handed layup, no. But he's hacked and will head to the line. And I think it's a really savvy move there from Gray Haley. I think he was trying to pass, drew the contact, drew the whistle, and decided just to throw it up at the rim, and he's going to get rewarded with 2 free throws.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He's got a great job to improvise there in midair.
Can't knock down the first free throw. And again, this Lee Scott Warrior squad does just about everything exceptionally well on the offensive end of the floor. However, the free throw line is something that is maybe not as much of. Only shoots 61% from the line. They're 2 for 4 here tonight as Haley gets his first points of the evening. 10-7 is the Warrior lead. And here comes that substitution partner I know that you hear a lot of and I talk a lot about. 4 in, 4 out. Hayden Harper's the one that stays on the floor. And it's Harris, Watley, Zachary, and Cook, the 4 that sub in. Wyatt Watley gets a poke steal from behind into the hands of Barrett Cook. He now spins his way across half court. Now a crossover dribble. Hayden Harper, his catch and shoot triple is too strong. Fight for the rebound goes to Brooks Zachary. He gathers, loses it. Barrett Cook there for the offensive rebounds and the layup all in one motion. Barrett Cook played a big factor in this win here last time out. And his first points of the evening come the dirty way. An offensive rebounds and a layup all in one motion. Warriors lead by 5. Hayden Harper guarding Clarity, now out to Alexander. He gets a full head of steam down low. Nice pass to Carter. Left-handed layup is good. 12-9. Now Chapman Harris.
Getting reached in on, too.
He is. Barrett Cook, or Brooks Zachary rather, pump fake, blow by, gets Carter in the air and has to shrug Carter off of his back, but able to get the layup to go. 14-9. And now working in transition is Alexander. No. Brooks Zachary skies for the one-handed rebound. Hayden Harper now works his way through contact, scoops it up and in, plus the foul. Hayden Harper now with 5 already here in the contest. And a little chirp towards the student section, and rightfully so, as he heads to the line for another.
Yeah, that student section does not like Hayden at all, and I know there's no love lost between them.
The free throw from Harper is good. Both of these teams scoring away from their bench in the first half. Will be going into the bench and into the student sections. As Braylon Alexander throws it down with 2 hands, a powerful leaper, and he shakes the rim here at Glenwood, and the Warriors turn it over on the assuming possession.
Got to slow down there.
If you're Alexander, or if you're the Warriors, you got to find a way to stop Alexander from getting downhill. You feel like more times than not, the Warriors so far tonight have pressured the ball handler, and it's almost an outlet to Alexander, and he gets a full head of steam, and he's going to make you pay just about every single time. Harper almost loses it, but throws it off of a Glenwood Gator.
Somehow it's going to be Glenwood ball.
No, it was Harper that thought the referee pointed the other.
No, I don't know what that was.
They are saying that it's Glenwood basketball. Wow. Harper apologized, so I thought that they changed the call. Alexander gets a full head of steam downhill once again, initiates the contact, and I think they're going to get Brooks Zachary. Instead, they're going to get Hayden Harper. No, apologies. It'll be Brooks Zachary, but he was holding up. He will shoot 2.
Yes.
Alexander. That's a new one from the cheer staff. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that.
I kind of like that. Did you see that?
A little light flicker here. You know the Gators feel confident with him at the free throw line. They don't have anybody else even in between the lines. Alexander now with 6 here in the first. And he gets a steal and is all by himself. It's showtime for Alexander. And he throws it down again.
Yeah, that's about as high percentage look as we can get. We got to take those away.
17-15. The Warriors have the lead, but Glenwood has fought back and is turning this into a one-possession game. Chapman Harris skip past Wyatt Watley. One more to Barrett Cook. His three-pointer too strong. Brooks Zachary, offensive rebound.
Nicely done by
and
Brooks.
flexes the muscles. And Zachary almost gets a steal, knocks it out of bounds. He tried to plant, and his feet just came out from under him.
He's getting hit about as hard as he used to when he was wearing number 30 out on the football field.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
19-15, but 4 hustle plays and even more offensive rebounds for Brooks Zachary. Quiets the crowd, and they will say that it is Warrior basketball. Not exactly sure how. Chapman Harris catch and shoot 3, can't rattle it home. And a strong rebound for Clarity. Alexander now out on the bailout. It's 4-on-1. It's actually Phillips, apologies. Steps out now down low. And Chapman Harris gets the block from behind. Are they going to say that's on Harris, or are they going to say that's on Zachary? They're going to call that on Chapman Harris. I thought that was a lot of ball from behind. Not saying that this one was, but that's a lot of the times when you see that predetermined whistle. You're expecting for there to be a lot of contact. I didn't see too much of it there, but the first free throw was airballed.
Wow.
Trey Garner, the 5'11 junior. You can't help but just smile after that one. There's no need in the away fans even adding to it.
Yeah, you can hear the cheerleaders letting him have it for that one.
19-15, the second free throw is an over adjustment, and Brooke Zachary another rebound. But I was going to say, as much as it's unfortunate for Chapman to pick up that personal foul, would have been possibly even worse with how physical this game is going to be for Zachary to pick up a very early second.
Yes.
Wyatt Watley now out to Harris, now to Brooke Zachary. He works his way downhill, tries to kick it to Hayden Harper, loses it. Now out to Hollywood. One more to Barrett Cook in the near corner. Hits every part of the rim, won't go down. Harper now down low to Zachary. I don't know how he even saw him. And a foul on the floor.
Something had to come there. They were getting all over Brooks.
The Glenwood student section, as you could hear, wanted an offensive foul on Brooke Zachary. Instead, that will be the fourth team foul for the Gators with 1:25 to play here in the opening period. Chapman Harris is the trigger. Out to Hayden Harper. Catch and shoot three on the right wing. He leaves it short. Ball knocked around into the hands of Clarity. Now Alexander. Now a 1-on-2. Should have been a travel. No whistle. Back out to Garner. His 8-foot touch shot in the short corner is good. Warriors now have it trapped in the corner, almost lose it. Hayden Harper able to save it from a backcourt violation, and now the Warriors have numbers. Chapman Harris regroup, step in three, and he knocks it down.
You leave him open, that's a high percentage look for him.
A big-time look for Chapman Harris right in response in front of the Warrior bench. Three is no good from Tyler Clarity, and now Hayden Harper works in transition with a 5-point lead, and a foul on the floor as Hayden Harper went for the Euro step. But with that being the fifth team foul, Mr. Hayden Harper, Mr. 2000, will step to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Comes on.
(22-17), 37.8 to play here in the contest. Harper confidently sinks the first. He has 7 already here tonight. Right on cue for his 28 that he had last time out.
We're going to need some similar production out of him tonight.
24-17. Harper goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. And the Warrior lead is a touchdown. Brooke Zachary almost gets a steal, but him and Wyatt Watley almost collide into each other, and neither one could save it from going out of bounds. 30.5 here in the first. 24-17. The Warriors have the lead on the road here at Glenwood. Alexander being guarded by Chapman Harris. Gets the screen. Now is cut off. Back to the corner and Garner. Now the Clarity brothers on the right wing. It's Trey that has the basketball. Now Tyler on the right wing. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, works his way downhill, left-handed layup, leaves it short, but gets the steal from Brooke Zachary, and he's able to capitalize. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hayden Harper from three-quarter court. Oh, it was on target, but just too strong off the backboard, and that is how the first 8 minutes will come to a close. 24-19, the Lee Scott Warriors have the lead on the road at Glenwood. We're back with the start of the second quarter right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
This is the home of Lee Scott Academy basketball. Tiger Country 104.5.
(24-19), start of the second quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. We're having a blast here on the campus of Glenwood. And before we dive into the second quarter, let's pause for station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
24-19 gets you underway with the start of the second quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. He is Davis McIsaac. I'm Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And one possession, one triple for Tyler Clarity. His first points of the night come to start the second quarter. William Lyles looks to respond. May have possibly been blocked by Alexander. Warriors get the offensive rebound. Hayden Harper now downhill, dump off to Cord Zellner, and the right-handed layup is good. Nice move from Hayden Harper. The Euro step draws so much attention, gets 2, if not 3, Gators in the air, and an easy dump off. Cord Zellner now with 4 in the contest, and the lead is back to 4, 26-22. Now the Euro step from Alexander, swatted out by Parks Myers. At least got cheerleaders letting Alexander know that the smallest member on the floor right now sent him off the bricks. 48 seconds gone by here in this second quarter. The Warrior lead is 4. Alexander throws it all the way into the front court. Clarity, now Phillips has it standing at the Gator logo at center court. Now Carter. Now Clarity. Motion offense for the Gators, trying to get somebody open, trying to force this Lee Scott defense to work a little bit harder than it wants. Carter has it on the right wing. Backdoor cut to Braylon Alexander, and the left-handed layup is good. He was asking for a foul, didn't get it, but trims the lead to 2. But he's now in double figures. He has 10. Harper now to Parks Myers in the short corner. Now out to Hayden Harper. Gray Haley, one more to William Lyles. His catch and shoot this time is off the side of the backboard. And the Gators will recover. 2 shots for William Lyles, just not the same type of confidence from number 10 in Navy so far tonight. Alexander works his way through contact, pump fake with Clarity. Gets Harper in the air, whip around pass. One more, nice ball movement for the Gators. And it can't respond with the 3. Harper able to save it from going out of bounds into Cord Zellner's hands. Now Gray Haley, he's cut off, throws it up and gets it to go with the right hand. Nice ball movement in transition. Gray Haley has his first bucket here of the evening. He has 3. The lead back to 4. Turnaround jumper in transition, not necessarily a shot that you want to see or you coach, but if you're Braylon Alexander, you're not going to complain anytime he gets a good look. He knocks it down. William Lyles now tries to throw it to Hayden Harper. Gets it stolen, then he steals it right back. And we'll continue on as if nothing happened. Lyles now to a cutting Parks Myers. Left-handed layup, gets it to go, plus the foul. Parks Myers almost clotheslined.
That was a great touch, through a lot of contact.
I don't know how he got that one to go with the English, the strong left hand, but he was on the right side of the rim. And again, was almost clotheslined, falling to his backside, but got it to fall. A big layup to silence the crowd, at least momentarily.
Yeah, he shot that about parallel to the ground. That was impressive.
Evenly distributed scoring so far here tonight. Hayden Harper has 8. As the free throw for Myers is no good. But you already have 3 other Warriors that have 4 and 2 other Warriors that have 3. And that's the Warriors on the road that lead 30-26. Chapman Harris guarding Alexander. His kick out 3 is good from Noah Hudler. The right corner right in front of the Warrior bench has been a good friend to the Gators here tonight. Chapman Harris, his step-in 3. He knocks down another one. Number 3 has 2 threes, 1 in each quarter. And the teams trade buckets from downtown, 33-29, 4:54 to play in the second. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Gators.
Yeah, that's a good look from Harris there.
It's good to see his confidence continuing to grow. Averages right around 7.5 a contest, but just like so many of these Warriors, could easily give you 10, 12, 15 on any given night. And you might need a couple of those here tonight on the road. Lee Scott continuing their high-pressure man-to-man defense. Hudler has it on the right wing, guarded by Hayden Harper. Down low to Carter. It's knocked away, goes all the way out to Phillips, right around half court, guarded by Parks Myers. Dribble handoff with Alexander, and they will slow things up. And now a check foul with Gray Haley as Alexander tried turning the corner. Partner, you can see it when Braylon Alexander does not have the basketball in his hands. The offense either feels stagnant or feels very rushed. And then as soon as number one gets it, you feel like everybody takes a sigh of relief. Almost like a Denver Jones type guy for Auburn, where it's just get him the ball back and let him do what he needs to do.
I can definitely agree with that. They seem to always be looking for number one whenever they're running their offense.
And why wouldn't you? As Phillips works his way downhill, kick out Hudler, lost it momentarily, able to get it back. Now Clarity, his pump fake, and the left-handed layup is good. A really tough bucket from Trey Clarity. He now has 5 in the contest. Warrior lead trimmed to 2. Harper, now Gray Haley thought about the 3. Harris, now a pump fake and a jab step, kick back to the corner. Parks Myers works his way downhill, back out to Hayden Harper. One more, Chapman Harris, beautiful ball movement. Not the result you're looking for, but Chapman Harris gets the offensive rebounds. Layup no good, ball tipped around, and the Gators gather it right around the free throw line. Beautiful ball movement for Lee Scott Academy, just couldn't get the bucket to go. But you continue to get good looks, they will. Gators now have a chance to tie or take the lead. Alexander on the backdoor cut, almost knocked out of bounds. Instead, he throws it out of bounds, trying to whip it to the left wing.
Here comes 3 of that same 4 substitution you and I were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Brooks Zachary, Hollywood Watley, Barrett Cook.
Those 2 over there, Zachary and Wally, those are gritty. When you get them down on defense, they're hard to get past.
Guys that you love having on your team, but hate playing against. They both play, especially defensively, with a chip on their shoulder. They love the contact. They love the drama. Chapman Harris, his catch and shoot 3 right in front of the Gator bench. He knocks down another one.
He is feeling it tonight. It's good to see him play this well. I like it. I hope he continues this.
The southpaw now forces a steal on the other end. Hayden Harper, 3-on-1. He's going to take it himself. Left-handed layup is no good, but Phillips is going to get called for the foul. The Glenwood student section doesn't really agree, but Hayden Harper is not going to airball a 2-foot left-handed layup. He'll head to the line and look to add to his total. Chapman Harris, now your leading scorer. He has 9.
He's feeling it tonight.
First free throw too strong for Hayden. Second free throw. This one he leaves short. So an empty trip for Hayden Harper. No, you don't. 36-31. Warriors can't capitalize and extend their 5-point lead. Alexander, now Hudler, guarded by Brooks Zachary at the top of the key. Out to Clarity, thought about the 3, but closely guarded by Hayden Harper. They're trying to feed Carter down low, but the Cookie does a nice job of forcing him off the block. Chapman Harris
just takes
now
it
gets
from
a steal, stealing his cookies. He's all alone.
Oh, yeah.
And lays it up and in with the left hand. I should have lied and said he absolutely threw it down.
We got video for that.
Chapman Harris almost gets another steal, but Harris now in double figures. He has 11. They throw it down low to Carter, but it's intercepted by Brooks Zachary. Now Harper down low to a wide open Barrett Cook. First chance won't go. Neither will the second.
He's
back
working
out
hard for those rebounds.
Hayden
though.
Harper, catch and shoot 3. Yes, sir.
Barrett needed the rebounds and assists. That's what I saw.
Yeah, little stat padding for Barrett Cook. Can't
like
get
it.
the easy layups, but 2 offensive rebounds, a kick out. Why get 2 when you can get 3? Timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. Warriors now, just like that, have extended the lead to 10. 41-31, 1:56 to play before halftime here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
41-31, 1:50 to play before halftime. Barrett Cook jumps too early, otherwise he had another steal. Phillips able to corral it, and they will set up in the half court. Lee Scott leads by 10 with 90 seconds to play. William Lyles guards Braylon Alexander. Really tough pass to the far corner. Three-pointer is good from Noah Hudler. He's knocked down 2 of them and is pumping up the Glenwood student section and fan base on his way by. Back to a touchdown lead for the Warriors. Chapman Harris from Columbus. Oh, he left it just short, but the offensive rebound with Hollywood Watley. He's going to try it from deep. That one too strong. Brooks Zachary, no. Offensive rebound now, Chapman Harris. His little touch shot is good.
It's that grit I was talking about. Brooks is working hard down there for those rebounds.
Chapman Harris now with 10.
There he goes.
And right on cue, Brooks Zachary, Euro step on the steal. Layup is no good. Wyatt Watley falls to the floor, but Brooks Zachary's there for the third chance opportunity. Warriors back up by 11. Brooks Zachary now with 6 tough points in this second quarter, and he's now going to get called for a reach-in foul on Braylon Alexander.
Those rebound numbers are going up.
My goodness. Rebound numbers, the 50-50 balls right now, all going in favor of the Lee Scott Warriors, and a lot of those, as you mentioned, the 50-50 balls coming off the offensive glass. Warriors have blown a couple of easy bunnies on the far side of the floor, but with just that determination and that grittiness that you mentioned, able to give their chances, or give their team second, if not third, chance opportunities. As Aaron Carter bullies his way down low, he has a bucket in each quarter. 30 seconds to play. The Warrior lead is 9. Gray Haley may have got away with steps. Chapman Harris, they leave him open from the top of the key. I don't know why he knocks down another one.
Do not leave him open tonight. He is feeling it.
Chapman Harris with 16 in the contest, 13 of them here in this second quarter. He's knocked down 3 triples in the second quarter alone, and the Warrior lead is back to a dozen. 20 seconds to play in the second quarter. Alexander now gets ahead of steam going downhill, tries to run through Gray Haley, and they're going to draw the whistle. They're going to call it on Gray Haley for absorbing the contact, unless there was a swipe down that I was possibly blocked from seeing. Alexander has 11 points tonight, and the toilet bowl free throw goes down, make it 12. .8 remaining here in this high-intensity, high-paced, NASCAR-like second quarter. Second free throw is good. Alexander continues his hot night. Warriors lead is 10. 10 seconds to play. The ball sits with Chapman Harris on the right wing. Now down low to Barrett Cook, but he gets it blocked out of bounds with 4.8. Nice closing speed from Braylon Alexander coming from the far corner to block the layup from Barrett Cook. 48-38, 4.8. Chapman Harris gets it at half court. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Gather, he pulls it, and he got it!
He's fired up at half court.
Chapman Harris from the Gator logo. And Harris with 16 second quarter points give him 19 in the contest. And the Lee Scott Warrior lead is 13 through 16 minutes of play. My goodness, what a response by this Lee Scott Warrior squad. What a second quarter by Chapman Harris. The Warrior lead is a baker's dozen. And when we come back, we'll welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic halftime reports. We'll talk about this first half, dive into some of the first half numbers, and talk about what the Warriors need to do here on the road to get a big-time win over the area foe. We welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment, 334-749-8303, or visit theorthoclinic.com.
The Lee Scott Academy Basketball Halftime Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
51-38 through 16 minutes of play, and my goodness, you feel like for the very first time in the varsity boys contest, we're able to pause, we're able to catch our breath and take a little bit of a breath and acknowledge what the first half was like for the Lee Scott Warriors and what the second quarter was like for Mr. Chapman Harris. He had 16 in the second quarter alone. He has 19. We'll dive into some of those stats here in just a moment, but we welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. The Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care with locations in Auburn and Opelika to better serve you. You can find them online at theorthoclinic.com. I'm Christian Griffin. He is Davis McIsaac, and we appreciate you for joining us here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. My man, what more could you have asked for? You kind of say that's the phrase all night, right? With a rivalry like this, it needs no introduction. What more could you ask for? But in a game specifically like this for the Lee Scott Warriors, you handle the adversity, you battle through the adversity. What more could you ask for?
I don't think I could ask for much more. They've looked great. They've been playing hard, playing with a lot of toughness out there. I mean, Chapman Harris is just on fire. You can't ask for anything better from him.
You feel like Hayden Harper just about every single night is going to get his own, right? He leads this team right around 16 points a game, but a lot of that is because he didn't have to play too many fourth quarters in the preseason in the region. Tonight, you would fully expect him to have to, but it always comes down to that second or that third leading scorer for this Lee Scott Warriors squad, and it can come with so many names. You have William Lyles, who averages 10 a contest. You have Parks Myers, Chapman Harris, and Barrett Cook, who all average a couple ticks over 7 points per game. Any one of these guys on any given night can give you 10, 12, 15 points a night, and in that first half, it was Chapman Harris.
Yeah, that's got to be my favorite part about this team this year is it's not a matter of if you're going to get that third guy scoring those points, it's who is it going to be, and it's always fun to watch.
Halftime stats tonight are brought to you by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you that if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. The Lee Scott Warriors lead at 51-38 at the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. Diving through my chart right here, Gray Haley, he has 3. Hayden Harper has 11. William Lyles with 2. Cord Zellner with 4. Parks Myers with 4. Barrett Cook with 3, Brooke Zachary with 6, But the man of the first half, the man of the second quarter, my goodness, Chapman Harris scores 16 points in 8 minutes. And what more could you ask for if you are the southpaw who wears number 3, letting everybody know his range here tonight. When we come back, we'll dive into what this Warrior squad needs to do in the second half as we get you through the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report on the other side of this 60-second break here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission with a team of local commercial and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
(51-38) here as we wrap up the Orthopedic Clinic halftime report. We remind you that the Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care with locations in Auburn and Opelika. To better serve you, you can find them, as always, online at theorthoclinic.com. Christian Griffin and Davis McIsaac with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Partner, what do you want to see from this William Johnson coach squad in this second half?
I'm excited to see what's going to come out in the second half. They always come out firing out of the half. As crazy as it is to say, I think we could see more out of Hayden Harper. He's been dishing it well, but I think we could see some more scoring, and I want to see William Lyles get more involved. I want to see the orange shoes flying around, and I'm excited to see it happen.
It was William Lyles that we really challenged at halftime of this contest at Sanford Gymnasium, and he ended up finishing with 16 points, but it was a lot of the dirty work that he did to start this Lee Scott team in the second half, and it was a dominating second half for the Lee Scott Warriors back at home in an 83-58 win. Looking to return the favor and do so here again inside the campus of Glenwood. Lee Scott with the basketball to start this second half, working around the perimeter. They get it with William Lyles, and he loses it momentarily out to Cord Zellner, rather. Now Hayden Harper, his catch and shoot triple, finds the bottom of the net. Second half key starting off strong for Mr. Davis McIsaac. Hayden Harper knocks down a 3, and the lead is 16. My biggest key right now for Lee Scott is to force the ball out of this man's hand right here. Braylon Alexander, as he turns it over, trying to find a cutting Phillips. When you force him to play off the ball and you force him to be a passer, that's what Lee Scott did in that first contest, and that's where you found a lot of success, because like what we saw, this Glenwood offense without Alexander is a little stagnant, feels a little hectic, as Alexander finds Tyler Clarity on the left wing, but he couldn't knock it down. Lyles now out to Hayden Harper. Beautiful no-look pass, and Harper buries another one.
Right on cue. They're making me look like I know what I'm talking about.
You do know what you're talking about, partner. Harper with a quiet 11 in that first half, and Davis McIsaac challenged him, seeing that he needs to see more. Harper, 2 shots, neither one of them either thought about hitting the rim. One of them so much that we had to pause to force them to fix the net. 57-38, 6.5 to play here in this third quarter. We hit 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central time. Apologies, it is 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. The computer didn't change with my phone. Layup is no good. Fight for the rebound, goes into Hayden Harper's hands. Slow Euro step, works his way through contact, has it ripped out, but goes right into the hands of Gray Haley. We'll call it an assist. And a timeout by Coach Purdue of the Glenwood Gators.
That'll be a full one.
A full timeout. We'll still keep it right here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. A 59-38 advantage for this Lee Scott Warrior squad. And what a run. You talked about it. This team loves to come out of that third quarter with all of the momentum, almost doing what you saw in the first quarter, just dominating the glass, dominating the transition game. And when you do that, you allow those open looks that didn't necessarily fall in the first half to fall in the second. Just the mentality of this Coach William Johnson squad is, we're going to wear you down throughout the first two quarters, into the third quarter, and into the fourth quarter, almost like an old school SEC football team of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You stop me on first down, stop me on second, stop me on third. Okay, watch this. It's 4th and 2, stop me again. And eventually you feel like that dam by the other team begins to break. Lee Scott maybe beginning to seek some holes here on the road at Glenwood.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a Coach William Johnson halftime speech. I mean, they always come out firing. He's got to have something good cooking in there.
59-38. Glenwood has trouble getting the ball across half court, and they lose it. Hayden Harper now down low. William Lyles, he gets Alexander up in the air. And there's William Lyles. 3 for 3 so far on your keys to the second half. Starting hot, Hayden Harper and William Lyles. Alexander, nice handoff to Carter. His left-handed layup, no good. Gets the offensive rebounds, and he's hacked on the way up a second time. He'll head to the line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, I thought that was bound to happen. They were flying all over him.
This is eerily similar to what you saw inside Sanford Gymnasium in the first matchup. Again, where if you don't look at the score, you feel like Lee Scott still has momentum, still has a little bit of a lead, but you look up at the scoreboard and then you realize, oh gosh, it's 10 more, 12 more, 14 more than maybe I thought that it was, and that's a little bit of what you're seeing here in the first 2+ minutes of this third quarter. Carter splits the pair. (61-39) as Hayden Harper walks the ball up the floor, power dribbling with his left hand. Now the handoff to Lyles, now Haley, now Myers, now everybody's touched it. Gray Haley, he smokes the right-handed layup, too strong, gets it back, misses it again, gets it back again, goes up again, misses it again, and Alexander will rip down the rebound.
Can't tell him he's not working hard down there.
Alexander now fights his way through contact. And something that you just hear and you see with really good players. You don't know how he gets it up, and you don't know how he gets it in, but he did. And he'll have a chance at 3. Running through the middle of the floor, there were 2 or 3 Warriors trying to stop the basketball. And he cradles it almost like a running back until he gets to his spot on the floor. And his first 3 points of the night, or of the third quarter, rather. If it was first points of the night,
we'd be doing a lot better.
Lee Scott would be even more comfortably out in front than they are. Hayden Harper, give and go with Cord Zellner. He leaves it short. Phillips the rebound, and now William Lyles is going to get called for a reach-in foul 90 feet away from his basket. The 5 on the floor for Coach William Johnson. Hayden Harper, Gray, Haley, Parks, Myers, William Lyles, and Cord Zellner. The starting 5 for the Lee Scott squad. You'd imagine that'll be the case for the next minute or so as Alexander works his way down low, and a bounce pass goes off the shin of Gray Garner, who is cutting on the right block. It was a nice move and a nice pass, but just a little off. Haley now down low to Zellner. He loses it momentarily, goes up strong, can't get it to go. Tip back out to William Lyles. He works his way, goes off of 2 feet.
Good move.
And the right-handed layup from the left block is good. A nice move from Parks Myers, his first points, or from William Lyles rather, his first points of this third quarter. And Alexander able to throw it up and in. What a player. 63-44 with 4.5 to play in the third. The Warriors have the lead and the basketball. Lyles now to Haley. Now kick out to nobody. Well, I guess kick out to somebody, just the second row of spectators. As it was Harper and Gray Haley that both ran in opposite directions, trying to find open space at the top of the key in the far corner, threw it to the left wing. An uncharacteristic turnover for the Warriors here tonight. And then Garner goes up with it, has it knocked away, kick back out to Alexander. His three-pointer is short, Parks Myers skies for the rebound, then has it ripped away, and Garner will head to the line to shoot a couple on the shooting foul.
That was Hollywood.
That was. Apologies. Some of those 50-50 balls starting to go the way of Glenwood here in the second half. Following that major run by the Warriors to get the third quarter started. The first free throw from Greg Garner is no good.
Should make sure we maintain pressure here.
Second free throw, no good. Ball tipped around, goes into the hands of Brooke Zachary. He gets a full head of steam and has it poked away from behind. Now 2 on nobody. Garner will lay it in. It's not fair. You can't miss 2 free throws, not get back on defense, and then have an easy layup. Zachary out to Chapman Harris, thought about the triple, and he loses it, and Phillips able to get another steal. 63-46. You don't love where this third quarter now is working as Braylon Alexander works his way down low, and he's going to get Barrett Cook to reach in and draw the foul. It'll be Alexander heading back to the stripe to try and make this a 15-point game.
Man, does it feel closer than 15.
That's what I was about to say. It feels nice when you're able to complain about how the second half of the third quarter has gone, but again, a large thanks of that to the run that you saw Lee Scott go on to start the third quarter. But yeah, it definitely feels like more than 16. It feels closer than 16 rather. Alexander splits the pair, so it will remain 16, 63-47. 3.5 to play here in the third. Harper between the legs dribble at the top of the key. Now to Barrett Cook. Chapman Harris drawing every single eye of the Gator defender. Hollywood has it at the top. Now Hayden Harper right in front of the Lee Scott Warrior bench. Gets the on-ball screen from Barrett Cook. Brooke Zachary, motion offense, I love it, by the Lee Scott Warriors. Now Hayden Harper on the left wing, back out to Watley, now to Cook. Pump fake blow by, jab step, lands on 2 feet, dumps it off to Brooke Zachary. And Braylon Alexander is going to get called for the personal foul. Brooke Zachary heads to the line to shoot a couple. Couldn't ask for much of a better possession if you are Lee Scott Academy. You burned almost a minute off the clock running your motion offense, and you get rewarded at the free throw line. The first free throw gets the shooter's roll.
Good touch.
Not something you're supposed to get here on the road, but you do. And Davis, somebody that you mentioned at halftime, Brooke Zachary, one of the most physical players for this Lee Scott Warrior team. You know him from seeing him on the gridiron and run through all 11 players as a second free throw is no good, but the grittiness, the ability to win those 50-50 balls, he has 7 here tonight, and you would love to see that number continue to increase. Alexander, kick out to Clarity, 3 no good. Alexander offensive rebound, yes. Alexander now with 8 in the third quarter, and Watley going a little too quick. He'll knock it out of bounds. It's Glenwood Gator basketball. Timeout on the floor, a full timeout by Coach William Johnson. We will take one with them. All things considered, it's 15 points. Right now you're looking at Coach William Johnson, and the way that he's coaching tells you that he's taking it like a tie game because he can feel the momentum beginning to work its way onto the other side of the gym. 64-49. We're back in 30 seconds here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Good news is the Warrior lead is 15. Maybe the not so good news is you feel like the Glenwood Gators building a little bit of momentum here in the back half of this third quarter. 64-49. with 2.5 to play in the third quarter. He is Davis McIsaac. I'm Christian Griffin here with you on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Catch and shoot three in front of the Gator bench is too strong. Offensive rebounds, dish off to Phillips. And the lead just like that has trimmed to 13. This was 18 or 19 just 2 or 3 minutes ago. Warriors going to have to run a solid possession, find the bottom of the net. And you do that with Hayden Harper, who has the basketball, gets cut off in the short corner. And now Chapman Harris, his catch and shoot triple, can't rattle that one home. Knocked down 5 of them in the first half. But the offensive rebound, now Hayden Harper, he works his way through contact, has his arm grabbed. Brooks Zachary there for the offensive rebound. Chapman Harris finds the bottom of the net from 4 feet.
That's a great job by the Warriors. Keep playing hard, keep getting rebounds. Something's going to fall eventually.
Chapman Harris had 19 in the first half, his first points of the second half. And the Warriors fall asleep defensively, give up a wide open layup. 66-53. Chapman Harris now works his way strong with the left hands. And it can't find anything. Alexander the rebound. His walk-in three from the left wing is good. Braylon Alexander now 11 here in the third quarter, and the lead is trimmed to 10. Hayden Harper, kickouts. Hollywood right in front of us. He leaves it short. Barrett Cook, strong rebounds. His left-handed layup is blocked. A lot of contact every single time the Warriors try and go up with the basketball. But only one team foul, coincidentally, for the Glenwood Gators here in this second half. Alexander now loses it. Hayden Harper gets the steal. Now the kickouts to Watley, 2-on-2. Watley throws it up. He can't get it to go, but he's hit hard and bounces off the padding. He's still down, trying to work his way up, and is able to after a moment or two. Little help from head coach Buster Daniel here with us, as it is standing room only plus here on the campus of the Glenwood Gators.
I think the only open space is the pads behind the goal. It's packed in here.
And for Wyatt Watley, you're happy that that was the only opening. Otherwise, an elbow or a knee or anything, although the padding doesn't feel great, feels a whole lot better than the shot that Rayleigh Langford took. A little knee to the temple, but the first free throw is no good. 66-56. The Warriors have the lead, but right now trying to steal a little bit more of the momentum from the home Gators. Second free throw, can't get it to go. And for the first time in a quarter and a half, the Gators have the opportunity to trim this to a single-digit lead. 31 seconds. Alexander now to Phillips, now to Clarity in the corner. Passed up the open three. Phillips, this time Clarity won't. The pump fake, the blow-by, and the three is good. 66-59. Hayden Harper walks the ball up the floor, gets the screen from Zachary. Kick back to William Lyles. He works his way downhill. Can't get the layup to go. Coach William Johnson was telling everybody one shot. And now Alexander from half court with 4 seconds. No, gets the offensive rebound in the air. My goodness. But the three won't go down. Warriors feel like you dodge a bullet to end the third quarter. But after all is said and done, the first 3 or 4 minutes was dominated by the road team. The final 5 minutes or so dominated by the home Gators. 66-59. We'll get Davis's thoughts on the start of the fourth quarter when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Part-time color commentator Grant McIsaac hyping everybody up here on the Lee Scott Sports Network as we get you underway with the start of the fourth quarter here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. 66-59. If you didn't watch the first three quarters and you join in right now, and I tell you the Lee Scott Warriors on the road have a 7-point lead, partner, you'd happily take it. That being said, you feel like being a part of this environment, being inside the gym, the storylines might be a little bit different.
I would definitely agree with that. I thought they looked great coming out of the quarter, coming out of the half there. They need to maintain that energy, though. They need to come out a little bit less hot, I think, and just keep the foot on the gas, make sure they can keep going. As you said, part-time color commentator Grant told me, they just need to play more discipline and quit the turnovers.
66-59, Alexander has the basketball at the top of the key, now into the far corner in Phillips. Now Trey Clarity. Lee Scott has extended their man-to-man defense, which is something that I love seeing. He can force the ball out of Braylon Alexander's hands, but he gets it on the left wing, guarded by William Lyles. Kick out into the corner. Three-pointer no good. Ball tapped around. Long rebound goes to the Gators and Clarity. They'll have another possession here to start the fourth quarter. 40 seconds already gone by, and it's set on this side of the floor for all 45 plus. Phillips with the dribble handoff. Now back to Clarity in that same spot. Missed it the first time, now down low. Going to work on court. Zellner layup is no good. Ball tapped around once again. Offensive rebound, Gators out to Alexander, and he knocks down a three. In all of sports, if you give a team a second or a third chance opportunity, they're going to make you pay rather. And don't look now, it's a 4-point lead for the Lee Scott Warriors. Hayden Harper has it on the right wing with the motion offense by the Warriors. Now down low to Zellner, and he gets it stolen away from Alexander. He didn't like the numbers. He will walk the basketball up the court.
Need a big stop here from the Warriors, and that'll do it.
Oh, my goodness. An unforced error from Braylon Alexander, trying to bounce pass it to a couple of teammates, and almost like outfielders staring at a pop fly, something I know makes you really happy when it happens. But let's look at it and let it find the turf. This time they let it roll out of bounds. Warriors get another possession. 66-62. Hayden Harper through contact. Finger roll is short. Harper able to get the steal on the other end. I'd love to see Harper almost stop and pop and turn that into an 8-foot jumper rather than trying to lay it up through the trees. You love his ability to finish at the rim. I also love him shooting the open shots. Harper has it, and a timeout by Coach William Johnson, as it was a whole lot of panic and a whole lot of nothing doing here on this side of the floor for
yeah,
the
I like
Warriors.
that timeout there.
A 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. 66-62 is the Warrior lead. And Lee Scott, you got to find a way. We talked about it with the varsity girls. A score, a stop, and a score will do so much for this Lee Scott momentum. It's for the final, what would be 4.5 to play here tonight.
Yeah, you need a big swing here.
It was the varsity girls that had a shot to win it at the buzzer, but couldn't knock it down. They fell 60-59, despite coming back from 14 points in the second quarter. Almost a reverse narrative here tonight. The Lee Scott Warriors were out in front big, and now it's the home Gators trying to rally off the momentum in their home gym to work their way into this contest. It's a 4-point lead with 5:46 to play in this fourth quarter. William Lyles, now Haley. The Warrior offense feels stagnant right now. Parks Myers now out to Hayden Harper. Gets the screen from Zellner, now out to Lyles. Maybe got away with steps, works his way down low. Nice pass for Zellner, and he's able to lay it in strong.
He's been really good down there tonight.
He has 6 points and a lot of the dirty work, plenty of rebounds, and doing a really nice job altering the shots at the rim. 68-62, Clarity in the far corner, right in front of the Glenwood student section. Couldn't knock down the triple. Ball knocked around, this time into the hands of Parks Myers. Now down low to William Lyles. And there is that score, stop, and score.
That's a smooth pass by Myers there.
Really
get it right to William.
A 3-on-1, you got Alexander in the air. And the easiest lay-in that a Warrior will have all night. Clarity once again in front of the student section. He leaves it strong. Harper almost lost it. Now Lyles, pocket pass to Myers, almost knocked out of bounds. Gray Haley now in the corner, and a turnover into the hands of Alexander with 4.5 to play. The Warriors' lead is 8 on the road at Glenwood. Alexander bullying his way through contact, should easily be an offensive foul, but
yeah, that's the flying around I was talking about from Lyles, but it's not on his own regard. He's getting thrown around.
Braylon Alexander, and you continue to hear the oohs and ahs every single time he drives. Again, you've seen him play from behind the three-point line, inside the arc and at the rim and above the rim, as the Warriors fall asleep on the inbounds, and Garner going to lay it in with the left hand. Coach William Johnson not very pleased with his team on that baseline out of bounds. 70-64. We'll keep it right here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Yeah, the oohs and the ahs continuing to work their way throughout the crowd tonight. The more that everybody finds out about Braylon Alexander being a freshman.
Yeah.
It's a talent that you don't see very often, and
that's the look I've gotten when I tell people that is unbelievable.
He had 7 in the first, 6 in the second, giving him 13 at halftime. He had 24 at the end of the third. He is at 27 right now here in the contest.
He's one of those guys down the stretch. You know you're not going to be able to fully shut him down. You just got to contain him and make sure you can just outwork him on the other side.
And more times than not, you feel like you do everything you can. You mentioned it, to slow him down, make sure that you force others to make plays. But just the athleticism that Alexander has, you feel like the Glenwood Gators are going to be perfectly fine and perfectly content, allowing him, if he wanted to shoot every single shot for the remainder of this contest. The Glenwood Gators and the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. The AISA foes turned into the AHSAA. A questionable future for these two teams.
Got to hope there's some kind of future. I mean, my mom tells me stories from when she's in high school. Lee Scott
will be a future, just have to figure out the magnitude. But right now the magnitude is a Lee Scott Warrior on the road. Three-pointer from Myers, no good. Tapped around, goes into the hands of a Gator with 4 minutes to play. Alexander now works his way downhill, gets cut off, able to throw it up with the right hand. He gets fouled, and will head to the line to shoot a couple.
Thought that was a little soft contact compared to what we've been seeing.
They're going to get Cord Zellner on that blocking foul. Surprised about the contact, and honestly surprised that it didn't go in either.
It hung up there for a while.
Couple of dribbles, a deep breath, and Alexander leaves the first free throw well short. Gray Haley and Cord Zellner will sub out. Barrett Cook and Brooke Zachary will sub in. I like this 5 right now for Lee Scott Academy. Alexander goes 0 for 2 from the stripe. Lyles rips down the rebounds, and you call a jump ball. Oh my goodness. It's still in favor of the Lee Scott Warriors, but Alexander missed both free throws. Lyles skied for the rebounds, and
yeah, he had that ball entirely. I think Alexander had his back instead of the ball.
Alexander, was giving him the Heimlich.
Yeah.
But still got rewarded with the jump ball. But it is Warrior basketball, 70-64. Chapman Harris subs in for Lyles. Harris thought about the 3, works his way downhill. Jump stop, Hayden Harper. He now works downhill. Down low, Brooke Zachary. Reverse layup, yes, and the foul.
He's fired up too. That's exactly what you want to see out of him. That's a strong finish.
The physicality from Brooke Zachary might be what you need here in a game where the whistle's not going to be blown a lot in this fourth quarter. Only the 3rd foul in the contest in this fourth quarter, rather. Brooke Zachary can't convert on the free throw, but it is an 8-point lead for the Warriors. Alexander, now Clarity. He tries to work downhill, almost loses it. Brooke Zachary on the floor. Another tie up. This will keep it with the Gators. A reminder, while everybody's tuned in and joining us, want to give our shout out to the Lee Scott Academy Competition Cheer Squad as they head to Nationals in Orlando this weekend. Best of luck. Don't need the best of luck, but wanted to give our love, give our shout out to everybody for the Lee Scott Competition Cheer. Lee Scott with the basketball.
Alexander was slow to get down the court after a tie-up with Zachary over there.
Hayden Harper, right-handed layup, forces his way into the lane, and he lays it up and in. His first points of this fourth quarter, and could not have come at a better time. A big-time run for this Lee Scott team. I guess only a 4-point run, but it feels like a whole lot more when you're in crunch time, working your way. The clock continuing to tick its way down. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play in this fourth quarter. 74-64. And after a made basket, I absolutely love William Johnson calling a timeout here.
I agree. Slow him down, keep the pace going the exact way you want it. I like control of the game there.
And as we approach the 9 o'clock hour Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central time, let's pause for station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
74-64. The Lee Scott Warriors have opened it back up to double digits. And it's Glenwood basketball going the length of the floor. 3:10 to play.
I want to see that momentum continue here. You could pull away and wrap this one up nicely.
Alexander gets the inbound, works his way downhill through contact, able to lay it up and in.
That is not a good way to continue the momentum.
You started 3 for 3.
I was close.
On keys to the second half. Maybe just not live ball.
My luck ran out, I mean.
Alexander now with 5 in the fourth quarter. Again, this is almost that same type of scenario of Clark Ivett for the Lee Scott varsity girls, where the ball is going to be in Braylon Alexander's hands every single time down the floor. However, he is 0 for 3. His last 3 free throws. Did they call another jump ball? No,
that was a foul.
They called the foul on Aaron Carter, who gave another Heimlich, this time to Brooke Zachary, but picked him up off his feet.
Brooks is going to be wondering where his helmet is soon if he keeps getting hit like this.
We got shoulder pads in the car if we need them. 74-66, 3 minutes to play here on the campus of the Glenwood Gators. Chapman Harris has it on the left wing. Now Brooke Zachary. Dribble handoff with Chapman. Pump fake, blow by. He works his way downhill. Jump stop, goes off 2 feet. Layup, no. And the rebound.
Punched right in the shoulder as he started that drive. I was surprised to see a no call there.
Official is going to feel like they are not going to play a big part of this game. Alexander walk-in 3 from the left wing. He knocks it down. And staring at the Lee Scott student section, the Lee Scott bench. And
he had some words for him.
Probably rightfully so. The lead is trimmed to 5, 2.5 to play. Parks Myers has it at the top of the key. Now Hayden Harper poked away from behind. Outlet to Alexander, guarded by Chapman Harris. Layup is good.
Got to slow it down right here. Got to play your own game.
74-71. And just like that, a run by the Gators trims this to a 3-point lead for the Warriors. Harris, top of the key to Myers. Dribble handoff. Myers out to Hayden Harper. Now to Barrett Cook. He tries to go left, but gets cut off. 150. 74-71. Zachary sets the screen for Hayden Harper. And Brooke Zachary is knocked to the floor trying to set a screen. They're going to call that, I believe.
Looks like it was on number 2, Trey Clarity.
On Trey Clarity running through Zachary's screen. 143. Only 3 team fouls per team, so not really the threat of bonus free throws quite yet. Lee Scott burns some clock, find a way to find the bottom of the net. Harris gets downhill but gets cut off. Now to Parks Myers. He gets 2 feet in the paint. He is bodied up No whistle. Aaron Carter with the rebounds. And the Glenwood Gators have a chance to tie this game. With 1:20 to play in the fourth quarter. He's going to try to. Is Alexander.
Harris comes down with it.
In and out, and a strong rebound.
That's a huge rebound from Harris right there. It's exactly what you want from him.
Ball knocked away.
Hayden gets thrown onto the ground.
Hayden Harper gets tackled.
That is, they call Gator ball on that. That is unbelievable.
And now Hayden Harper is going to pick up a cheap foul on Braylon Alexander. So now the Gators are in the bonus for the final 1:09. The Warrior lead is 3. You need 2 stops. And burn clock and make free throws. Alexander pull up left wing 3 is short. Fight for the rebound, tapped around, goes into the hands of guess who? Brooks Zachary. 3-on-1, Euro step through contact. He's going to head to the line to shoot a couple.
That's a huge foul draw by Brooks Zachary there.
Glenwood's asking for a charge. There's no way that.
No, he stepped back after the guy made contact. There's no way that's a charge.
Well, that and trying to get back on defense, and Zachary with the Euro step. 74-71. First free throw is too strong. That's the one, I guess, complaint that you would have is you got the rebound and drove down and only burned about 4 or 5 seconds on this possession. You got to find a way to capitalize in this three-point game. Second free throw is no good. Fight for the rebound. I believe it's Warrior basketball. It is.
That's a massive rebound by William Lyles right there.
The 1-2 from number 10 in Navy. 51.4 remains on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Warriors 74, Gators 71. And at what point, if you're the Gators, do you start fouling? Hayden Harper has it in the short corner and backs it up beyond the right wing. And no shot clock in high school. Hayden could dribble this out as long as he wanted to if the Gators don't choose to foul. They're trying to foul Brooks Zachary. Hayden Harper has it with 32.
They do not want Hayden at the line.
I wouldn't either, but now Alexander is going to get called for a foul. He complains about it, but that being the 5th foul will lead to free throws for this Lee Scott Warriors squad, and the Troy Trojan will head to the line to make this a 2-possession game.
These are big free throws. Need to see these out of Hayden.
Harper had 11.
And they have told Brooks Zachary he has to sub out of the game for some reason. I think they're alluding that he's talking a little bit.
I'm sure he's the only one on the floor that's talking at all right now. 74-71. First free throw from Hayden Harper is no good. Warriors 0 for 3 in their last 3 free throws, and a team that struggles only shoots 60% from the line, where the free throw line could be your best friend and ice this game. Second free throw
Got it.
From Harper is good. Makes this at least naturally a 2-possession game. Alexander
avoid a foul.
Running left, kick out, Clarity's far corner 3 is too strong. Barrett
Yes,
Cook
Barrett.
with the offensive rebounds, tries to throw it to Hayden Harper. It gets stolen. Now Phillips in the far corner. It's short. Ball tapped around, right back to Phillips. Alexander from almost half court. It is short. Gators still with the rebound, and Alexander travels.
That should do it.
Alexander traveled with the basketball. 6 seconds to play here in the contest. Hayden Harper gets the inbounds, and Alexander will foul him with 3 seconds on the clock, and the Warrior faithful begin to hear it and feel it here tonight.
My buddies listening are going to love this one. That could have been the dagger. I don't know if they're going to come back from that one.
Hayden Harper Harper stands at the line, 75-71. 2 big free throws. And he can't knock down the first. Coach William Johnson talking to his team right now because his team was beginning to get chirpy with Glenwood and saying this game is far from over. You better be quiet, I guess I will say.
That's
Harper,
a good way to improv that.
Harper knocks down the second, 76-71. Alexander from half court.
Got it, but it doesn't matter.
Will knock it down, but it does not matter. 76-74. The Lee Scott Warriors come inside the home of the Glenwood Gators, and they steal it. They win the series 2-0. And as we know, but just a little bit of an exclamation point, these teams will meet again, but it will be in the area tournament, and it will be inside Sanford Gymnasium.
I'm definitely excited for that matchup.
76-74, the Lee Scott Warriors. You say survive because it was on the road, but you also say survive because of how the last 14 or so minutes went in this second quarter. We have to make sure that cooler heads prevail, and as of now, it looks like they do. 76-74, the Lee Scott Warriors of Victor, and they win their 20th game here in the 2025-2026 season. We will come back and have a short post-game show before we head back to Auburn. Rather happy. 76-74, the Lee Scott Warriors victorious in the varsity girls contest. We're back to wrap it up right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
64 minutes of basketball, and you can finally take a little breath. You can take a sigh of relief. Both of these contests, the varsity girls and the varsity boys, went to the final buzzer. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, the final shots, I mean, my goodness, what more could you ask for? I've said that, and that's kind of the key and the theme for all Lee Scott Glenwood games is what more could you ask for? Because every single time you're either here in attendance, you're in the stands, or you're listening or watching, you get all that you signed up for here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Christian Griffin, Davis McIsaac here with you as we wrap up the postgame show here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. It started with the varsity girls, and the momentum started the way that it usually does, with the home team coming out a little bit more energized, a little bit more clean on the offensive end of the floor. It took 6 minutes for this Lee Scott varsity team to finally find the bottom of the net. They were down 14, if not 16, halfway through the second quarter. They chipped it down to make it a 2-point game at halftime. You went back and forth the entire third and fourth quarter, and Lee Scott had a chance to win it at the buzzer, but couldn't get it to go. Your thoughts from the 60-59 loss for the Glenwood, or for the Lee Scott varsity girls?
I mean, as always, Clark looked great. Everybody looked really good. It just didn't all seem to click. Glenwood played really well tonight, and it's just, I think they just played better than we did. And I think Coach Corey Harrison is going to be able to get them back and get them regrouped, and I think they'll be ready to go for the area tournament, pending a coin flip of where it's going to be, which is crazy.
Yeah, so it came down to that game here tonight for the Lee Scott varsity girls. If Lee Scott won, they would host without any sort of question, being 6-0 in the area. It would have been 4-2 for the Glenwood Gators. But with the varsity girls falling by a point, there will now be a coin flip, and I believe – I remember the date that it was said, but I don't remember exactly when it is. I'm also interested if it's a legitimate coin flip or how that actually goes down.
If so, I think we should pick tails. That's all I got.
Tails? Okay, well,
tails
there you
never fails.
Tails never fails. There's the word from Davis McIsaac. And so we will get our official wording on that side of things, hopefully give you some updates here later on in the week. But 60-59, the varsity girls fall, but, man, answer every single challenge that this team presented for the Glenwood Gators. You fall on the road in your final area contest, and then you work your way into the varsity boys contest, where it was almost the opposite. It was the Lee Scott Warriors that came out with all of the momentum, all of the energy. Every single 50-50 ball in those first 16 minutes went in favor of the Lee Scott Warriors. You could even say the first 20 minutes of this contest, but a big-time run for the Gators to end the third quarter, and you feel like it was even more of a run in the fourth quarter. And, partner, I think the Lee Scott Warriors are happy to survive this contest, because if this went overtime, if this went possibly 3 or 4 more minutes, I don't know if Lee Scott would like the outcome, but you played 32 and you got it done.
I definitely agree with that. I think happy to survive is the right way to put it, but I also think they played well. I think they showed a lot of resilience, which is what you need to see out of that team going into postseason play. I'm excited to see what happens with this boys team. They're going to be legit.
And this Lee Scott varsity boys team, again, we only stressed the final buzzer for this contest tonight. There was no post implications for this game, because before, Lee Scott had already clinched the area tournament. So the boys area tournament will be hosted at Lee Scott Academy inside Sanford Gymnasium. We will wait for an official coin flip for the Lee Scott varsity girls and the Glenwood varsity girls. And so there is a possibility that it is in 2 different locations. There is also a possibility that for the second year in as many years in the AHSAA, Lee Scott Academy will host the area tournament. And last time that was in Sanford Gymnasium. I feel like we were pretty happy with the end result for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. Partner, your final thoughts from tonight. Appreciate you for being on the call with me. I know that this won't be the last time. I know we'll have a lot of fun here in the future.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. It was a great time. I'm looking forward to hopefully future times of us getting to do this together, and hopefully we can see some more victories for the Warriors and get everything done.
We're hoping so. We are hoping so. Lee Scott Academy wraps up area play here tonight, splitting the series with the Glenwood varsity girls and sweeping the series over the varsity boys. Our next broadcast on the Lee Scott Sports Network will be this Thursday, as the Warriors are at home taking on Lochapoka. That is a 5:30 tip for the varsity girls.
That will be senior night, too, for both teams.
That will be senior night. So make sure to come out, celebrate our seniors, celebrate the varsity girls, celebrate the varsity boys, because it is going to be a very, very fun event, and they deserve all of your applause. They deserve all of the recognition for the job that both of these teams have done in this season. But again, Thursday, here in Sanford Gymnasium. 5:30 tip for the varsity girls. We will go on air right around 5:15 or 5:20 right here on your home for classic country hits, Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and that Radio Alabama app. Once again, we'd like to thank you for listening to Lee Scott Academy Basketball on the home of the Warriors, Tiger Country 104.5. And for my broadcast partner, Mr. Davis McIsaac, I'm Christian Griffin. If you made the trip here with us, stay safe back to Auburn, Alabama. And until Thursday, have a great night. And it's a great night to be a Warrior.
Lee Scott Academy Basketball has been presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Gouge Performing Arts Center, Mountain High Outfitters, and Russell Building Supply. Also brought to you by Auburn Bank, Gutter Pro, Advanced Graphics, Auburn Express Towing, and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Follow LSA Action here on Tiger Country 104.5.